Take an ordinary home, gut it, rebuild it to 1900 specs. Call in experts.
And we're not going to have a toilet in here. That's outside down the yard.
So that every detail is perfect. Audition families.
Hello, we're the Lee family.
We are the Bowler family.
We are the Takahashi family.
Choose one.
Oh no, I'm shaking. Sorry.
And send them back 100 years to live exactly as they would have in 1900.
Oh my God.
But what do you think?
Fantastic. Beautiful. It feels like a real home. It doesn't feel like a museum or something that's been artificially put together. It's so much. Oh, I can live here.
Then find out what it was really like.
Smells. I'm not looking at it.
Fed up being dirty, smelly, and greasy, and skanky. I want to go home.
The 1900 House was made possible by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
From the outside, this house looks like any other London suburban home. Inside, it's unique. All traces of the 20th century have been removed. This is not a film set or a museum. It's a real house, equipped as it would have been in the year 1900. A modern family is coming to live here for 3 months. No central heating, no television, not even electricity. They will be the subjects of an experiment to test how domestic life has changed in 100 years.
Your #1 talk station, Talk Radio.
Now then, who hasn't dreamt of giving up the stresses and the strains of modern life and going back to the good old days? We're teaming up with Channel 4 to enable you to have the chance to give up the modern life and live in a Victorian house with absolutely turn-of-the-century conditions. We're looking for an average British family to take part in this extraordinary social experiment.
Work began 6 months before the family were due to move in. To oversee the project, we enlisted Victorian expert and curator of living museums, Daru Rook.
Well, this is a very different project to the kind of things I do in my working day. There I recreate rooms from the past for people to experience or see what life was like in years gone by. But these room sets are really just that, displays to give an impression of the past. Here what we're doing is a unique thing, a new thing. We're creating a kind of time machine that will take our family back to 1900. It's a period that's within living memory, it's true, but it will seem as strange to them as a Roman encampment might do.
First, Daru must find a typical 1900 house. The Victorian era saw the growth of the middle class, with money to spend on new homes. 4 million were built in England. In America, the rates of home ownership doubled. We're focusing our search on South London, in the shadow of the Millennium Dome. At the same time, the search begins to find a typical modern family.
Hello, we're the Lee family.
We are the Bowler family.
We are the Takahashi family.
Within days, over 50 families have volunteered, all eager for a taste of Victorian life.
We like to live in the 1900 house because I'd like to see Mum work really hard.
I want to live in the Victorian house because I want to eat porridge.
Because we live in a Victorian house and we'd just like to see what it's like to live in a house when it was first built with all the old-fashioned appliances and none of the electricity and the amenities, and what it's like for a 1900 woman to have to cook on a range.
Hello, we're the Malloy family, and we think we're the right family because Because, with the... Oh, Mum!
So far, 30 homes in the London Borough of Greenwich have been visited and rejected for the 1900 house. We're being guided by a map created in 1890 by a social reformer named Charles Booth. As part of his drive to improve conditions in poor areas, he created the map and marked every street in London according to its wealth and status. Directed by his research, we are looking only at roads defined as fairly comfortable, good ordinary earnings.
Looks fairly authentic.
On Elliscombe Road, Daru and project architect Peter Riddington find a promising house, a home of the period with 3 good-sized bedrooms.
Yeah, I think this is going to be perfect for your needs. Lovely period house, built in about 1890.
Ooh, I don't like the look of that. Has it been flats?
Yeah, it was converted into flats in the 1960s.
Not quite the grandeur of its early days by the looks of things. Still, the glass is good, isn't it? It's kind of glamour on a budget, I suppose.
Yes.
And the painted number's beautiful too.
Very pretty.
When I first saw the house, I discovered that it had been converted into flats, and very, very crudely, and often that means that all the historic detail has been ripped out. So this would have been the front room then, I guess. Oh, wow.
This bedroom was once the back parlour. The original kitchen is now a dining room. The washroom or scullery is now the kitchen. At the back, a modern bathroom extension was added in the 1970s. The second floor is in a similar state. What's discouraged other buyers is that very little money has been spent to modernize the house. But that's to our advantage.
Once we started peeling back the layers, we found all sorts of evidence to show what the house had really been like at the turn of the century.
A whitewash.
Well, this is where the range used to be, but what's under here then?
Oh, let's have a look, shall we?
Oh, look at that. A few Edwardian tiles. Now. Now these tiles are what would have formed the hearth. The most exciting bit was when we opened the old laundry cupboard. Look at that! And there preserved were pieces of the old wallpaper and the marbled skirting boards that had been put in when the house was new in the 1890s. That's fantastic. That'll be great to reproduce. How sombre. It's going to look like a second-rate funeral director's. That's wonderful. That makes it. I think it's absolutely right for the project because it's right in scale and it has the right amount of elements from the past surviving within it. We've got things like original parts of the gas lighting system, for example. Normally those were ripped out long ago. The ceiling roses, the plasterwork, the woodwork, it's all there under a layer of plasterboard and card. It can be revealed. So for 1900, it's bang on.
Today, the house costs over $200,000. In 1900, it sold for $1,500. Built by local real estate speculator Jack Ellis, the houses of Elliscombe Road were erected on sand pits. They're typical of the era. They had technology that revolutionized the lives of the occupants. Sewers and running water were laid in the area in 1875. Gas lit the streets and homes from 1880 until electricity arrived in the 1920s. The new residents were clerks, shopkeepers, and teachers who were not wealthy but could afford a better life. After a week, over 100 applications have come in, but it's clear that some wouldn't last 3 months.
I would miss my car, my stereo, my television, my PlayStation, my mobile, my drum kit, the Litten tree, and reality.
I want to live in the 1900 house as long as I can use my makeup and my hairdryer, have a nice warm bath to myself and get my roots done.
If we go more than 2 weeks without a proper curry, I mean a sit-down Indian proper curry, then we become very irritable, don't we?
Others look ready for the part.
Hi, we're the Griffiths family, and we want to live in the 1900 house because
we seem to be so busy, even with all the machines to help us in this day and age. It'd be fascinating to find out how they coped without them.
I also quite like the idea of being a Victorian father and sitting in my chair whilst my good wife waits on me.
I'm 7 and I'm 10 and I've made a model of the parlour in a Victorian house in 1900.
Many see the experience as a chance to bring their family closer together. But psychotherapist Judith Lusk, who'll help make the selection, is not so sure.
I think there are going to be a lot of stresses on any family. Probably one of the biggest ones is going to be spending a lot of time together, because I think in modern times we use loads of things to kind of get away from the family and dilute relationships, whether it's television, computer, hobbies, going out, and that just is not going to be there. So I think that's going to be quite an intense stress.
At 50 Elliscombe Road, the contractors have arrived. With 4 months to go, their first job is to strip out all traces of the last 100 years. We're using builders who are specialists in historic restoration. Although it's a big job, it's the smallest house they've done. Foreman George Cox is used to grander surroundings.
You know, of all the places I've worked in some fabulous places, you know, the Palace of Westminster, Buckingham Palace, Mansion House.
Ah, that's the old dresser piece.
Yeah, this, it's got a lot going for it because it reminds you of your childhood.
Original? Yeah, and the old original dresser, the top shelves.
It makes me think of so much of how much life has changed. The era of fires has gone. This is why so many people, in my opinion, will see so much in this, what we're doing here.
Everything added in the last 100 years has to go, even the insulation in the attic.
Right, here we are. We've arrived at a very historic moment. This is the last piece of evidence of the previous owner, an old lampshade. Now going on to the skip.
The difficult task is now ahead of us, which is getting the right fixtures and fittings to put into it to make the house work. In my job, I spend my time recreating old-fashioned interiors, like this one at Thwaite Mills, where you can see the scullery, which we've recreated to the way it looked around 1900. It took us months and months with the vast resource of the museum behind us. Fortunately, we have all sorts of publications from this era to help us. This is a really important one. It's Castle's Book of the Household. It was really a kind of housewife's Bible of yesteryear. It also has the kind of technical notes in it that will enable us to get all the detail right and all the machinery that we're going to put into our restored building to get it operational and fully working. And when we've finished with it, we'll pass it on to the family who are going to live there, and we'll see if it'll help chart them through the difficult waters of living in the past.
The next challenge is to make the house a working home. It'll require finding hundreds of items, a job for prop specialist Leah Kramer.
Well, I normally work in commercials, and the sets for those are obviously, you do a few rooms, it can be very large, a lot of building, but nothing like having to fit out a whole house with changes of linen, all the kitchen pans, all the utensils, all the washing things, every towel. It's mammoth, really. Every day I think of something else to put on my list. That is absolutely adorable. The difference here is that everything's got to last and it's got to work. Our family have to feel that these possessions are theirs. They're not going to be whisked away in 2 days' time and we close up shop.
In 1900, families could buy the entire contents of their house from a catalogue. In America, Montgomery Ward and Sears Roebuck catalogues were popular. Today, Leah has to track down everything the hard way.
The next job is that we have to make all this 19th century technology that we're planning work. And at this late stage, I have to confess that it's something I've never done before. I've always created the effect of 19th century technology in the houses that I've restored and worked on, but we've never really had it going actually. We've never lit those fires, we've never had the Ranger cooking, we've never got the gas igniting. So this is going to be a real challenge to do that so that our 1900 house family don't gas themselves or get caught in the shrapnel of an exploding boiler as their Victorian forebears might have done.
It's taken 3 weeks to totally gut the house.
Oh dear. Oh dear, dear, dear.
Now the rebuilding begins. ovens, and with it the first major headache. In the kitchen, the hearth for the range has been excavated, but the opening looks very small.
I think it must have gone back further in order to accommodate a range that would have been big enough to feed a whole family. You've not got much in the way of a hot plate or oven size there, really, have you?
No.
What depth are we looking for?
Well, I think we're looking for about 2 feet, maybe.
Well, you won't get 2 feet.
2 feet, no.
Yeah.
We've got 18 inches.
What we're looking for is something like this.
Mm-hmm.
As you can see, it's quite a monster, with an oven and a hot water boiler and space for airing plates up above, but it's much bigger than the opening that we have here. I mean, this is going to be the most important piece of kit in the house. It's giving them hot water, it's giving them a means of warmth, it's the engine of the house, it's what makes it work. Finding one's proving nigh impossible as it is, so with a tiny aperture like that, we're really going to be stuck. I suppose the only other alternative is to give them jugs of hot water and a tin bath, which would be sadistic but kind of interesting for this project.
Ranges with back boilers were dangerous. The technology was crude. They often exploded without warning. It'll be one of the many hazards in the 1900 house.
So this is the kitchen. This is where they'll be carrying out their cooking on
100 years ago, there was less thought given to safety in the home. Today, we have many more rules and regulations, so we've brought in specialists for advice.
The local authority are monitoring the building from building regulations point of view. So what we have said is we've given them a performance specification and we've told them we do not want the family to die. And they...
I think from the initial look we've had around, it certainly raises a lot of the issues to do with how much things have changed since 1900 and how much we take for granted the safety improvements that have been made in all sorts of different activities that take place in the home.
Certainly around London.
The safety inspectors can't properly assess the risks until the house is finished. We're now taking a big gamble, because if they're unhappy when they return, they could close the project down.
I think the primary concern is the fact that there are a number of children in this environment.
So what would your advice be to a family who are going to move in these conditions?
Don't. Sorry, that's a good question, but I'm not sure I have an answer for that one, at this stage anyway.
We are the Rose family, and we would like to live in the 1900s house because...
We would like to go back to that time, just to see whether we can actually say that, yes, it was hard in those days for those people, or whether we can come back and basically say, well, you know, we've done it and it wasn't that bad kind of thing. And
I want to find out what it's like to be 11 in the year 1900. I want to dress up in the Victorian clothes.
I want the opportunity of a lifetime.
I would like to ease down the tempo of life and have time to have respect to fellow men and also to get conversation back as a feature of life.
Finding Victorian gadgets is proving difficult for Leah. To help her, Daru has arranged a visit to his museum stores.
Of course, keeping the house clean is going to be really hard for our family. Their Victorian forebears would have been obsessed with keeping the house nice and clean and keeping away the nasty germs that they hated so much. And this is kind of the ideal solution, I guess. A nice, glamorous vacuum cleaner, but of course, spot the deliberate mistake. It's electric. And a family like ours wouldn't really have afforded electric until the 1920s. So you might think a manual vacuum cleaner. And of course we've got a wonderful one here called the Wizard, which dates from about 1910. It's a bit late. But also this is the kind of thing that you'd have needed 2 people to operate. So it's the kind of thing that would have been in a posh person's house. It's not what our family would have had. So you look at the really down market 1900 solution, and we have it here in the Star vacuum cleaner. I'd like to demonstrate this, but do you have any allergies to dust? What you do with it is, it's got a kind of suction system whereby pogo stick-like, you pump up and down on this, and the dust sucks up, traps in there, and hopefully works. But
it must have blown out more than it sucked in.
I'm afraid it probably does, as you can see from that momentary use there. A lot of these survive, I suspect, because they didn't really work. But anyway, this is rather a handy gadget that our people in the 1900 house might have used. It's a beetle trap, because of course many Edwardian house kitchens were full of cockroaches.
Oh, do you think ours will be?
Well, I don't know. It's going to be a warm environment. They might start coming out from under the range. But these creatures used to potter out after dark. And I read one account recently of a poor maidservant who had to sleep in the kitchen and was overrun with them when she woke up in the night.
Oh.
So a sticky solution in the bottom of here that would have lured and trapped them was ideal.
The family really do live in my head for this project. How they're going to conduct their absolutely every inch of their day, and that is like a running story of what goes on. Have they received a letter from Auntie Maud that she's coming to tea on Sunday, and it throws them into a panic? So they're living people, not as yet, but for me now.
Well, I think it would be a good idea because it would be good for the children to realise what advantages they have living in the modern world.
And there wouldn't be the interruption of the computer, the telephone, the television, the Game Boy, and we can do things more together as a family.
At Elliscombe Road, the job of reinstating authentic Victorian appliances has begun.
We are now starting to erect a copper. It's a brick-built structure that this bowl fits in, but the problem's been we didn't know how to do it. So we had to go back to a turn of the century book over here that gives you a design of how to build it, showing clearly how it was built with the copper inserted. There's a fire in the base here. That warms the water that the family washing goes inside the bowl here and then transferred over into the sink to be rinsed. And that's how the family wash was done. Down here, Peter, is the gas pipes.
Investigations in the cellar are promising. There's a good chance that the gas piping we'll need for the lights is still intact.
But this is old.
Definitely, old barrel, yep.
Yeah.
Well, with a bit of luck, that's still working.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
Most homes of the period will still have gas pipes buried in their walls, more than 100 years old and unused for at least 60. The pipes are reconnected to the gas main. A pressure test shows they're still sound. But what will happen when we uncap the original gas outlets?
When the electricity went in, the electric lights went in, these would obviously become redundant. So this is the time to tell. Are we dead or alive? And you can quite clearly see we're live there, George. So if you can put your finger over that, please. For
Half a century of dust and rust is expelled as gas fills the pipes once again.
Well, that's great, because first of all, we haven't got to put new piping in. But I think, like many of the other things we've found in this place, it's remarkable to think that that's 100 years old and it's still sound.
But one big item is still missing.
Everything's proceeding quite well, but there is some problems. The gear that's being provided for us by the clients is quite a bit missing. The major thing being the range cooker. Apparently they're going all over England, Scotland and Wales. They haven't got one. And I am worried a bit whether they're going to find one.
Once, every home had a range. But by the 1940s, the installation of electricity made them redundant and they were ripped out. Few remain that work, fewer still that are the right size. As a result, Leah Kramer has spent weeks looking for an operable one that will fit in a home.
I've never had such difficulty finding anything before. And when it started to prove to be a little bit difficult, I thought, oh, it'll be all right. By Christmas time, I'll get it. And then Christmas came along, and I thought, New Year, I'll have it. And suddenly we're at the end of January. And time is really rushing past, and I still don't have
it. Work is beginning in the small backyard or garden.
That looks great.
Horticultural historian Katie Butler is in charge of the design.
Gardens were really becoming very important to the Victorians. Very elaborate bedding schemes, using often half-hardy plants which either had to be grown under glass or even bought in. This is just my thumbnail working sketch of what I'm doing with the garden. This is the house end up here, and as you can see, the idea is to have this very central bedding feature be the sort of area that they might take their guests into to have a look at, to admire the plants, be very bold and colourful. I suppose it's a bit the equivalent of their parlour indoors.
Inside, Huey the decorator has uncovered some period detail. Sets of stencils running above the picture rail. He's eager to reproduce them and waiting for Daru to give him the go-ahead.
Well, it's a really beautiful bit of stenciling.
Isn't it? Yeah.
It's really taken him a long time to do that, hasn't it? It's been a real effort to do that repeat around the top.
Because we found this upstairs too, but in a smaller pattern, didn't we? The same colours.
Front bedroom?
Yeah, the front bedroom.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. The problem for us is it's not right. It's right for the house, but the house as it might have been around the time of the First World War. Who knows, perhaps the people who lived in the house have been involved in the First World War, gone over there and seen this very continental Art Nouveau style and brought it back.
What's going to happen now?
I'm afraid to say I think we're going to have to cover it up. It's going to be a whole lot gloomier and a whole lot nastier.
Instead, Huey will hang wallpaper that has period design. The cost of reproducing the paper in the linen closet would blow the budget, but Leah has found a close match.
Now we're decorating the house, we're using all sorts of original finishes that would have been appropriate for 1900. Sanitary wallpapers, for example, like the one in the hall, which would be easy to wipe clean. And also we're using flour and water paste to hang it. Complicated and slightly messy, but it does the job beautifully. We haven't been able to recreate some things. For example, in a Victorian house they would have used very, very heavily high lead content paints, which would be poisonous nowadays. And also many of the original wallpapers used at this time would have had a very high arsenic content, sometimes as many as 17 grains per square foot, which through the gases that they gave out could have killed you. So we haven't done that. It wouldn't be fair to the family.
There were at that time a lot of garden products, particularly pesticides, containing lethal heavy metal materials, which of course are completely banned these days. Even something like nicotine, which throughout the century has remained quite a popular pesticide and has only very recently been banned because of how dangerous it is to human health. And of course there's one thing which really hasn't changed for a very, very long time, and it's this muck. Well-rotted muck. So this is certainly the foundation of all good gardening.
I'll watch his paper now.
This would have been the ultimate mod con in the house of 1900. It's the bathroom, although I'm standing where the bath is going to be. Baths were still quite a new thing for large sections of society in 1900. Books advised you to take a cold bath or cold wash each day and perhaps a hot bath once a week, because whilst recommended, people weren't sure that they were terribly good for you. This bathroom is going to be largely filled by the cast iron bath. We're also going to have a wash hand stand with a jug and basin on it for shaving with, and we're not going to have a toilet in here. That's outside down the yard. An indoor toilet spelt disease. The noxious smells that could come from the pan could put a whole family into the hospital ward, so they tended to avoid them wherever possible.
The toilet we've installed out back is state-of-the-art for 1900. The patent Niagara guarantees satisfaction with a 2-gallon flush, complete with S-bend to prevent sewer gases rising.
Is that way around, isn't it? I think it's pretty tough.
The discovery in 1860 that typhoid cholera were carried in water led to a gradual improvement in purification. Even so, in 1900, families were recommended to filter their drinking water. It would be another 10 years before chlorination was universal. The hunt for the missing stove has led to the north of England. An antique dealer has found a range that's been in storage for years. Heating engineer Mike Bishop has to decide whether it's functional. It is even smaller than they expected, but it will fit the space perfectly.
This looks like it's workable.
Yeah, no, it's not bad. It's quite easy to repair. The main bits can't be broken.
Okay. I'm convinced.
You're convinced?
I'm convinced.
All right.
As long as you are, really.
No, we
can make it work. Sold to the lady in the brown coat. We found it. At last, it's taken me 2 months of searching from Yorkshire to Brighton for this blessed range, and now there's one that looks like it's going to work. It'll fit in the space, and it's done. And now I can get on with the furniture.
We're a few weeks behind schedule, but every major piece of technology has now been found. The missing ingredient is the family. Over 400 have volunteered. With moving day just a month away, it's time to decide who will get to live in the 1900 house.
There you go.
In Somerset, Joyce Bowler is taking an important call. The family think they're being filmed as part of the audition process, but in fact, they're about to discover that they've been chosen as the family for the project.
Oh my God! He wet himself.
So speechless.
Oh no, I'm shaking. I'm sorry. We're a very resourceful lot.
They found
but we don't know how resourceful.
I think they're really interesting as a family for this programme because they have this sense of adventure, that they really, all of them, are very curious and interested in what the experience is going to be like. Yeah, they've got a good sense of humour and they laugh together, not at each other, but together, and really enjoy that. They're also, I think, quite comfortable with the camera, which will be very, very important if it's not to be too stressful.
And the third set, off we go.
Paul Bowler's job as a warrant officer with the Royal Marines means that the family has moved a lot. They've been uprooted 13 times in 16 years. For 11-year-old twins, Hilary and Ruth, it'll be a welcome break from boarding school. Computer addict, 9-year-old Joe, and sister Catherine, 16, will also take on the challenge, while older sister Connie will stay behind to look after the family home. Joyce will be at the helm.
What really captured my imagination with the 1900 house was it offered an opportunity for us to really live, to go back in time and to, in effect, time travel. So down to the last little bit of clothing that I'm wearing, down to the food that I'm preparing, the bed that I'm sleeping in, the cotton in the sheets on the beds that I've made that I'm sleeping in, that I really feel that I'm not play acting it, but that I really am living 1900.
It's like going to a National Trust property and being allowed to go in the rooms that you're not allowed to go in.
Yeah.
And the excitement that would bring to someone.
And to touch the things that
so it's
you're
like
not
you see
allowed
the bed and it says a little card, do not touch.
Yeah.
You've got to get inside.
But Dad's going to be alright. Mum's going to be alright, but Dad.
Yeah, Mum will keep a level head, but then if Dad goes off the rails, then it will all collapse, and Mum will collapse, and like we'll all run out screaming.
My goodness. So the last missing piece of the jigsaw puzzle's turned up, but isn't it tiny? You wouldn't be able to do too much cooking on that, would you? But have you tried it out yet?
We have tried it out, yes. Yeah, we cooked when we first got it in its original state. We wanted to see what it was going to be like as we got it, and then once we finished with it. And we cooked a chicken in it, a small chicken, and it took ages.
How long?
It took about 6 or 7 hours. But then once we took it to pieces, we found out why we thought it was taking that sort of time. Because there were big holes in the base plate and holes in the side plates, which just means that the heat wasn't going around the oven properly.
So the million-dollar question, are we going to be able to heat hot water in it?
Well, we hope so. When we originally found it, there was no actual heat exchanger in the back of the flue to give you hot water. But when we took the plate out, the base plate out, which fits in just like that, we found this cutout, which was probably where a heat exchanger was. So we're having a stainless steel replacement made, and hopefully that will give some sort of provision for about 25 to 30 gallons of hot water, which is dictated by the amount of storage we put in the bathroom.
So they are going to be able to have their hot baths first thing in the morning?
1 or 2 of them will be.
Ranges like this were incredibly important because they allowed people to really cook in the home. I think people forget that 100 years or so ago, lots of people actually had to take their pastries and their joint out round the corner to get it cooked at a communal baker's. With the development of ranges like this in the 19th century, it allowed them to be cheap and to be installed in smaller houses, so you could cook at home for the first time.
The local Environmental Health Department has rejected our request to burn the coal authentic to the period. So Mike is having to fire up the range with the modern smokeless coal, a far cry from the pollution of 100 years ago, which even had an influence on garden design.
The main reason, I suppose, for the Victorians in cities that bedding was so important was because the air pollution was so appalling in those times because of the heavy industry, the extension of the railways, all sorts of motorisation starting to happen. And plants, quite simply, couldn't always cope with it for very long. And so this was one way to ensure that you had a continuity of display. Once the plants that you've got out there were well and truly poisoned, you dug them up, threw them away and put some other ones in.
In the small backyard is a plot for vegetables. The Victorians often gave them unusual names.
They called them things like telephone, when telephone was the most exciting invention there was. Then they named a pea after it.
Pop those back on.
It's the big moment for the gas lights. Old fittings won't stand today's higher gas pressure, so newly made lamps are being used.
Well, gas had first come in for domestic lighting in the 1840s and 50s, but people were very suspicious about it. They thought it was poisonous or that it would damage your pictures or your decorations. But by the turn of the century, lots of people could afford it, and it was an awful lot more labour-saving than candles or paraffin lamps were. So in small suburban houses like this, it was very much used in the main downstairs rooms. The first kind of gas burner was called the bat's wing, and it really just shaped a naked flame. It was certainly easier to use than the candles were, but it didn't give out a lot of light. It was really quite gloomy. By the turn of the century, there are all sorts of technologies available that made gas lighting more efficient. One of the things they developed by this point was the incandescent mantle, which was a kind of sheath that sat over the gas flame and gave an incredibly bright light, a light that vied with the new-founded electricity that was also available but was incredibly costly to use.
The incandescent mantle revolutionized lighting. At last, people could see well at night. The gauze is impregnated with chemicals which glow white hot when they burn.
We've got the light level right, but what we haven't done is use the old-fashioned town gas supply. Instead, we're using natural gas, which is more stable and available to us now. And I suppose the real test is whether the family will be able to read by it.
Gas lights have only been installed on the ground floor. In 1900, many people distrusted gas in bedrooms, which means the bowlers will have to rely on paraffin lamps and candles when upstairs.
I've made a special little corner here with my favourite plant, which is the myrtle. Now, in Victorian times, the myrtle signified love, and I guess from that they speculated whether the marriage was healthy or not from the health of the plant, and we've got a lovely healthy one there. So I hope their relationship doesn't crack up under the strain of living here. So that's it, it's up to them now. I'm sure they'll keep it under control and I'm sure they'll have a lot of fun with it. And yeah, good luck to them.
The bowlers are raring to go.
We're actually going back in time, so I've actually got a lot of military skills, I think, that I may be able to help me adapt to a unfamiliar situation. And obviously using the skills I've been sort of taught within the Royal Marines and obviously nurtured in the Royal Marines to help me get through my career will hopefully benefit me when I get into the house.
I think if it's going to be done at all, it ought to be done properly. So no cheating, no wearing thermal undies under Victorian costume, because you're not going to feel that you really are living here. And I would hate to come out at the end of 3 months and say, well, yes, I suppose we did live as a 1900 family, but you know, the whole time I had my trainers on or something. I think that would just spoil it. So I would like, as the historian bit inside me wants it to be as true and as accurate as it possibly can be.
With 10 days to go, the deadline is looming, and there's still lots to do, working in very cramped conditions. The range has been on for 2 days, but the back boiler hasn't produced more than a dribble of tepid water. everyone is baffled.
I would have thought by now that'd have been quite warm.
The good news is that the oven is successfully producing lunch.
Oh, if the water's not hot, that is. Oh.
Then, on the final stretch, disaster. Once all the fires are lit, we have a modern-day pollution problem. Smoke is leaking from one of the chimneys into the sitting room of the house next door. To find the source of the leak, they do a test.
He's bagged the chimney off now.
We're putting the smoke up the chimney to try and detect where we're getting leaks. And the idea is that we're getting so much smoke back is that we've bagged the top up to stop it from exhausting. So that now it's coming down and we'll try and test next door to see whether there's anything's coming in there.
Next door, the results are not good.
We've just seen great billowing, vast amounts of smoke coming through our side, and you can see it actually coming through even more so than before.
A miniature camera inside the chimney reveals the problem. The damage is typical of what happens when central heating is installed. Moisture rising through the unused chimney has reacted with acid produced by years of burnt fuel. It has eaten through the mortar in the brickwork dividing the properties. Unless we reline the chimney, deadly carbon monoxide could penetrate the gaps.
What we learned is a total disaster. So now we've got to open this up, haven't we? We've got to have a throat thing put in, the liner's got to come down, everywhere's got to be protected. All this has got to be repaired again, same in next door. Just when we didn't need it. Oh dear.
The building work starts just as the furniture begins to arrive.
The last-minute building work has really put behind my decorating that room. I've had to pick up the furniture much later. It's all getting very near the time when our family are moving in, and I won't know whether I'm actually lacking things. So it's nail-biting stuff, actually, for me.
Brian, you going to give a hand?
Let's try to get damage.
The repairs to the chimney have caused a lot of problems, and the project is now a week behind schedule. But the 1900 house is finally ready. Although not everyone is happy with the result, the safety advisors are back to prepare their report. It is a winter's day and the house is so gloomy it's hard to make a full inspection. Every object is scrutinized for potential hazards.
Looks like a felt pad. Yeah, felt pad reservoir.
Their findings are sobering. They identify over 50 health and safety issues which need consideration. To make the house completely safe, they recommend reinstalling electricity, removing the cutthroat razor, and adding a thermostat to prevent the back boiler from exploding. Rag rugs are declared tripping hazards.
What we can't do is rebuild the house at this stage, so what we're going to do is send the bowlers to a living museum where they can experience some of the real hazards of 1900 life. What we've also done is to fit a break glass unit which holds the key to this door, which is the old box room of the house where we keep our technical equipment. In here there's a phone, so if they need to call for help, they can use this.
To try and avoid emergencies, the bowlers need to learn long-forgotten skills in using equipment that is potentially dangerous. To teach them, we're sending them to a living museum in central England for several days. Here, staff are expert in demonstrating turn-of-the-century household skills.
You want to light the range from the front.
When we're in the kitchen and we were by the range looks like a big, scary monster. It was black, and when we lit the fire, it got hotter and hotter and hotter. So how will we know how hot the oven is for what we're cooking?
Right. The way of testing the oven is simply by putting your hand inside it. It's the only way.
Right.
So you'll just get to know the temperature, whether you'll have a cool, a medium or a hot oven.
Cool, medium and a hot hand, is it?
Yeah. That's right, yes. Okay. Now you get a handful of soda from there. Don't put your knives into it.
Washing 1900 style means soda crystals and boiling water.
You can use the soap jelly as well, which they also use. And this is grated soap with boiling water. That's nice stuff, that soap jelly, isn't it? Don't forget you'll be washing your hair in that as well.
Oh, wow.
Joyce is in the museum storerooms. From now on, she'll have to run her home using only what was available to the housewife of 1900.
Looking around, I tended to go for the things that I recognised. So you think, oh, I know what that is, I know what that is. And then you suddenly realise it's packed full of things that you don't know what they are. And you know, you're thinking, hang on, am I going to open the drawer in the kitchen and it's going to be full of all these things, implements and stuff, and packets, and I won't know what to use them. And that's a little bit scary.
This is the fabric that you'll use for.
Nearly 30 years before the tampon was invented, Joyce will have to make her own sanitary wear.
And how do we make a sanitary rag? I mean, how does this fabric work?
You just get a piece of it and fold it over.
So we just shape it?
Just tack it at the sides to make it secure.
Yeah.
And then pin it to the sanitary belt. You'll have to make yourself a sanitary belt.
Okay. Right.
Without detergents, clothes and sheets will have to be boiled. But boiling has its own hazards. Around 2,000 children died from burns and scalds in 1900 Britain. Last year, the figure was 11.
I am genuinely worried. I really am quite concerned. If something does happen, I could never forgive myself if something happened to the girls or Joe. Excellent. It's going to be for 3 months of really hard work. And 3 months of really hard work using extremely hazardous equipment, yeah. Hopefully we're not going to have an accident.
Now the 1900 house is becoming reality. I'm a little bit scared, to tell you the truth.
We've all got different feelings about this.
We're signing,
So
we're signing
try
ourselves off from the 20th century. Don't forget that. Completely and utterly, everyone.
We're going to be doing it for real in the house. We're not going to be practising like we were here and everything. We're going to be doing it for real. So we're going to have to do it properly now, not just make faults. We're going to have to do it properly.
I'm still enthusiastic. I mean, one of my failings is that I always feel that other people are going to be as enthused about things as I am.
Like a little naive little girl.
No, I'm just very positive about it.
You're just obviously aware we're the fairies, Joyce.
Yeah. You go running and go, woo.
Possibly. But I still want to do it. It's going to be great.
As many safety regulations as possible have been complied with. The house is now ready for the bowlers to move in. Almost a third of the decorating budget has gone into one room, the front parlor. This was a room designed purely to impress visitors, though in America, very grand parlors were already considered old-fashioned by periodicals like Ladies' Home Journal. The back parlor is where everyday living took place. Most meals would have been eaten here. We've tested the range as best we can, but we won't know till the family moves in whether it can provide heat, food, and warm water for a family of 6. Wash day at number 50 will happen here. Elbow grease will take the place of modern detergents. In the bathroom, teeth will be brushed with pig bristle brushes dipped in bicarbonate of soda. The best bedroom, once reserved for births, deaths, and the occasional guest, will be taken by Paul and Joyce. Joe, as a middle-class boy, has a room of his own, well away from the girls, who will all share one room, the twins doubled up in one bed. Before the family moves in, there's a chance for local people to look around. Pauline Bellis's mother lived in this house for 40 years.
The old windows are still there.
The door's fantastic as well.
Good gracious.
I was in there waiting for you.
I'm sorry about that. This is marvellous.
What do you reckon?
It's not the same place.
Well, come into the sitting room.
Do you know, it's like going back 100 years.
Well, that's what we wanted.
Oh, look at this, Dave. Oh, isn't that amazing? Well, I feel quite sorry for the people who are going to move in because it's going to be hard for them if they've been used to the comforts of the 20th century.
What I noticed when I came in was the warmth, or the lack of, shall we say.
I thought the family would never manage. I would never envisage, even consider doing it. But now it's finished, seeing how well it's furnished, how comfortable it is, to me, I think the family will be very surprised and quite pleased.
This is going to seem really alien to the younger generation, because
Oh,
although it's gone
definitely.
within our memory, to them it'll seem totally strange and alien.
Definitely. I mean, they're all televisions, microchip, computers, but nothing like this.
No.
Nothing like the
How
old
their
wooden draining
forefathers were,
boards and
mums and dads.
no washing machine,
Oh, well.
no tumble dryer.
I think it'd be marvellous
Oh.
fun.
I'm just amazed. Doesn't bear any resemblance to the place that I sold. And your boys got a crack on, didn't they, with the work? Strikes me how dark it is in here, and I guess this is how it would have been. The ironic thing is we sold this for approximately 130,000. Goodness only knows what we could get for it now. This is just the sort of place that people are looking for, with no mod cons whatsoever. It's the most original refurb I've ever seen.
It's the last night before the bowlers move in.
Well, tonight's the night when I actually sleep in the house, and first of all I'm going to cook my tea, and of course it's the big test to see whether everything works, whether the range will actually produce toad in the hole, which is what I'm trying to make. See whether this whisk of the time actually works. Apparently, according to the instructions, this is meant to have the texture of double cream, but at the moment I think it's rather like the stuff Huey put the wallpaper up with.
It's early March, and unless you're close to the range, the rest of the house is close to freezing. Mastering the fire will be an important skill for the bowlers throughout their 3-month stay.
Well, it's been in here for about an hour and a half now, so we should have action in theory, and, well, it's not as bad as all that, really, but if I get it to the table, let's have a poke at it. Well, it's more like a sort of semolina pudding that's been out in the rain for a couple of days at the moment. But I think if I stuff it in and leave it for perhaps another hour, it'll be all right. But I think in the meantime I'm going to have some more cake. Well, it should be done by now, and this says that we should have lit the oven earlier and stoked it up better than we did do. So the family are really going to have to be on their toes to keep this hot all the time if they want meals on time.
It will be really interesting to see how the family grow, whether we'll be able to gel, because we're a really close family now. Whether we're held together by 20th century technology is something we've yet to find out.
Are we doing it for the nation or are we doing it for us?
We're doing it for us. Sorry.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no hot water, not even tepid, nothing. It's absolutely clock cold. The fire's been lit for about 6 hours now and we've got nothing. So I'm not going to be having a bath in that tonight. It's such an experiment, this whole project, the family leaving the 20th century and returning to this period in time. It's going to be intriguing to see how they get to grips with all of this technology and still carry on with their everyday lives. It's going to be hard for them, but I don't think it will be without its compensations, and for us it'll give us a chance to see really how life in 1900 was lived and also to contrast it with our lives today.
I'm not wearing any drawers. Quite frankly, I don't think a Victorian lady would have done with this amount of skirts on. She might have done if she was going to a special occasion, But it's going to save me so much more washing. I've got my top stuff on. I've got, you know, my under corset thing on, which comes down so far. But I'm not wearing the bottom half, because I got it out and I thought, why? And I don't think Victorian ladies would have done. I think they might have had a couple of very special pairs, a couple of frillies in the drawer, but they wouldn't have worn them every day, because it would have been too much to wash.
This week at the 1900 house, it's moving in day, and our family has to come to grips with the practicalities of life 100 years ago, 1900 style. From getting dressed in the morning, to cooking, and cleaning, they discover that not everything in 1900 is as easy as they had imagined.
Fed up being dirty, smelly, and greasy, and skanky.
Mum and Dad have been talking, shouting a lot at each other because they can't work things out.
Why did you put more coal on? Now I've lost the boil. Just leave well alone.
Yes, all right. I'm sorry.
3 rotten days! We're relying on them, and they should understand that. If they don't grow up, if they don't just grow up, then I don't know what we're going to do.
In an ordinary London suburb, an extraordinary experiment is about to begin. The mission to discover how much domestic life has changed in the last 100 years. An average family has volunteered to give up the technology of today and live as Victorians. A time machine has been created. The address, 50 Elliscombe Road, Greenwich, England. Inside, a typical middle-class home of the year 1900. Every detail is perfect. From the fake marble fireplace, popular with the socially aspirant, to state-of-the-art gas lamps. The kitchen is fully fitted with 1900 gadgets. The larder's fully stocked with 1900 goods. Upstairs, the latest convenience of the turn of the century, an indoor bathroom. The beds are all made up, the clocks are ticking. To bring the house to life, there is only one ingredient missing, the family.
We are the Bowler family, and we would like to live in a 1900 house because...
I've got a love for history and a real passion for anything that would give me an opportunity to time travel, which is why we visit so many museums, which is why we go to so many different National Trust properties, stately homes or what have you.
The Bowler family will move 150 miles from their home to live in the 1900 house. They were chosen from over 400 applicants.
I'm surprised. Yeah, I do like these.
Being dirty.
We might find we don't need some of the things that we think we depend on so much. We might come back.
Joyce and Paul Bowler, twins Hilary and Ruth, teenager Catherine, and little brother Joe are spending their last precious moments with their modern creature comforts. A final meal, a junk food feast. To make the experiment work, the family has agreed to live by a set of rules to bring them into line with life in 1900. 1900 housewives didn't work outside the home, so Joyce will be taking a break from her job as a school inspector. Green Beret Paul will keep working for the Royal Marines, but he'll take up a new job in a London recruiting office in 1900 uniform.
The reason I'm doing this is for Joyce. She's followed me around, she's supported me in whatever I'm doing, and I think it's a bit of a payback time now for Joyce to allow her to do what she wants to do.
The Bowler children will be allowed to go to school in their modern uniforms, but they'll have to change back into their 1900 clothes at a neighbor's before they go home. They'll all have to live for 3 months without modern toiletries and cosmetics.
Yeah, it's my last night, and I just thought I'd phone you up to say bye-bye.
Back at the 1900 house, the historical advisor to the project is doing his final checks.
Hot chili pizza and satellite TV.
He is Victorian expert and curator of living museums, Darrell Rook.
All we have to tell us of the lives of the people who first lived in homes like these are the magazines and books of the period. If in 100 years' time someone were to read our magazines, do you think they'd have any idea how we really lived? What the bowlers will be doing over the next 3 months, hopefully, is putting the flesh on a small chapter of human history.
The big day has arrived. The bowlers are getting changed in a hotel only a mile from the 1900 house.
When I got dressed this morning, it just felt so special. It was great, and we were just prancing around, twirling my skirt. It was lovely.
Costume designer Rosalind Ebbett has been scouring antique shops and copying fragile museum pieces to make up the family wardrobe.
A skirt gives a rustle, because the idea of rustling underwear underneath a skirt was supposed to be very sexy.
The bowlers have just 3 outfits and 3 sets of underwear each. In 1900 Britain, as in America, this would have been all they could afford.
And theirs are very thick as well.
Paul's period uniform has had to be made specially. An original in his size could not be found. But then the average height of a 1900 Royal Marine was only 5'6".
So, how do I go to the loo? You undo all the buttons all the way through, right? Button up for decency.
Oh, yes.
It then kind of pulls apart, and then you can do whatever you need to do.
Okay.
Aiming straight.
Right, okay.
For the next 3 months, the bowler children will only change out of their Victorian clothes for school. And Joyce and Paul will stay in 1900 dress at all times.
I feel completely different though, it's amazing. I haven't been this excited and felt this way since my wedding day. I had a funny tummy and I felt quite sort of sick and excited. So, are you ready to go?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, we look ready to go.
The people of Elliscombe Road are gathering to welcome the family to their new home.
Oh, I've got a funny tummy. So have I. Oh, excited and nervous. Oh my God, there's hundreds of people.
After weeks of anticipation, the bowlers are about to see the 1900 house for the first time.
Oh, this is it?
Oh, there it is.
The time travelers have crossed the threshold of their 1900 home. To show them around, Darrell Rook.
The first room I want you to look in is the front parlour, which is the best room in the house. So if you'd like to go in, coming in. Enjoy.
Oh my God.
Well, what do you think?
Fantastic.
Beautiful. It's
beautiful.
So much better than I thought it was going to be. It's just wonderful.
Well, reasonably well-off people in London in 1900 did have quite a nice lifestyle. So you've got nice paper and carpets and pictures and things on the wall. And we've got a piano in here, so who's going to be the lucky person to learn to play?
Okay.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Well, the instrument's over there behind you. We've left you a piece of music called The Lost Chord. Do you want to come through into the other room now?
It's like a real home, isn't it? It feels like a real home. It doesn't feel like a museum or something that's been artificially put together. Because because of all the little things.
Well, what we tried to do was to imagine what a house like this would have looked like when in life. So you'll find that when you open the drawers, there are things in there, and so I think you'll find lots of little surprises as you go around the house.
There's so much
I can live here. I must admit, this is such a brilliant place. I would love to live here for more than 3 months, but knowing that the weeks ahead are going to be hard and tough, I might take back that offer. Yes, this is it. Oh, Ruth, look! Oh, my!
Now it's time for Daru to start the handover.
Well, this is the way through to the kitchen, and of course the key thing in here is the range. It's a very small appliance. We searched around to find the one that fitted the shape that we got there, but also we looked around for a really cheap one, because the family who would have moved into this house wouldn't have had a very expensive range, and this is like the equivalent of a £100 cooker of today as opposed to an £800 cooker.
Oh, right.
So don't expect great things out of it.
Look how you've got nice potties. Ta-da! It's nicely decorated. Do you think you'd use that? I would if I was desperate. Desperate, yeah.
And if it was cold, if it was raining, if there was a thunderstorm.
And it was dark.
And it was dark. Then I would.
Yes.
I think I know what that is.
I was scared that this was going to be a fair walk from the back door, but...
True to the time, though there is running water, the toilet is located outside for fear of germs. It is equipped with torn-up newspapers.
This could be a whole experience on its own.
I don't think we'll spend too long in there.
You will. Got something to read.
One thing you have to know, as well as the range, is the whole business about the housekeeping money. And we've got a ledger here for you to write the household accounts in.
The bowlers will have a strict budget that they must stick to based on the average income of a middle-class family at the time.
A year. And we're adding to that the dowry that you would have brought to the marriage as a greengrocer's daughter or whatever you want to be. And that will give you a weekly income of about £4. So you've got to buy all the food on that. And we've written in here all the equivalent costs of all the products you'll want. So you'll be able to budget for it as well as you can. They're just down there.
£4 doesn't sound very much.
They'll have no access to money, and all purchases must be made on account with local suppliers. In 1900 America, a family like this would have lived quite comfortably on less than $1,000 a year.
Now, the other thing I just must finally show you is the Housewife's Bible, the book of the household that we used really to model the whole house on, and which would have been indispensable to anybody at the turn of the century setting up home. And as you can see, it's got everything in it, from how to wash your cups, physical science, culture of bulbous plants, right the way through to how to deal with coughs and diseases.
So would every self-respecting housewife have owned a copy
It's
of
the
this?
kind of thing that someone might have been given as a wedding present. Because of the new types of people living in houses like this who didn't know how to interview servants or work on a range like this, these books were indispensable, and I think they probably will be to you too.
Some of the foods the family can eat will be more familiar than others. Soda is allowed because Victorians already had carbonated ginger beer and lemonade.
See, that would make sense, really. Was that good? Yes. Is that real lemonade? It looks like real lemonade. Oh, I love real lemonade. Okay, with the glasses, please. Oh, yes. Oh, why don't you go and have some of that?
Here, home delivery pizzas and fast food burgers will be banned. Even at work and school, Paul and the children will take packed lunches made only from food available at the turn of the century.
There's so much to take in. You know, the minute you let us in and came into the hall, my eyes, I just couldn't take everything in, and I'm really looking forward to being able to spend time to look at things. Well, I have to build up a relationship with this range, I think. Definitely. Is this an original?
It is.
It is. Oh, right. So it's an original, but I'm the fake. So it's gonna. I think maybe it's gonna resent me for a while.
Secrets to be told here.
Oh, Catherine, go on, Catherine, go.
Go.
The only modern object allowed in the house.
Oh, it's a camera.
Professional camera. I'm going to be using this one a lot.
Yeah. Okay, hello. This is Hillary. This is my video diary.
Video diary cameras have been installed so that any time, day or night, the family can keep a detailed log of their experiences or confess if they break the rules. These promise to reveal the true story of life in the 1900 house.
This house is killing me.
It seems very sad to have to say goodbye to you so soon.
Well, I'm sorry to be going, but at least I know the house is in capable hands. You all know what you're doing. Very best of luck, all of you. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
I know it's in safe hands.
You must come and visit.
I shall do,
Yes.
if you ask me.
Oh, well, we will. We will. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a good time. I must say I feel very fortunate in being able to walk away now, but I am nervous for the family. Will they be frightened of the dark? Will they hurt themselves? Will they get sick? Will they go mad? It's one thing to do this as an adult, but with 4 lively children in tow, 90 days could be a very long time.
The Bowlers are now in charge, and already they have a problem. Catherine has a cough. Time to investigate the medicine cabinet.
Relief for diarrhoea and associated stomach upset.
No.
You haven't got that, have you?
They're obsessed, look. Glycerin suppositories, syrup of figs, Epsom salts.
Very few 1900 families could afford to call a physician. In a real emergency, the Bowlers will be able to call a doctor.
Tell you what, let's go downstairs, look in the books, see what they suggest. We might
But
find
when minor problems arise, they will first consult the medical section of Cassell's Book of the Household. The American equivalent was the Ladies' Home Journal.
Here we are. You have to take the following cough linctus. Solution of acetate of morphine, spirits of chloroform.
There's one later that's got morphia or opium, so I'm not quite sure really.
Are either of those?
I don't mind. I know, Catherine, you're not getting any of that. You can have this one, syrup of Virginian prunes.
In 1900, hard drugs like opium and cocaine were available over the counter at pharmacies. Even in America, where regulation was stricter, most medicine cabinets would still contain concoctions made from powdered heroin. The Bowlers aren't entirely on their own. If the advice in their reference books fails, they have a list of historical experts they can write to. The answers will reach them via their only means of communication, the mail.
Fire cannons for one. I want to live the full experience to the limit, basically. I want to do this properly. I was feeling really excited and very nervous. All mixed feelings, really.
See you later.
I hope I'm going to enjoy it as much as I think I'm going to enjoy it. I want it to become our home, and I want it to happen quite quickly. So I think although we'll be keeping an eye on each other and making sure that we're sensible about things, my main objective is to make it feel like home. It's lovely, isn't it?
8:15, and the Bowler family wake up to their first full day of their new life as an ordinary family of 1900. Paul's first triumph, keeping the kitchen range burning through the night. From now on, it's the family's only boiler, cooker, kettle, and...
Here's my first piece of toast done in the 1900 house on the range.
Tubes of toothpaste were invented in Connecticut in 1892, but they were too expensive to be widely used in England or America. In 1900, they had a choice of salt or bicarbonate of soda, applied with a hog bristle brush.
Oh, God, massive. Oh, God. disgusting.
Home shopping was big in 1900. As in American cities, there was a constant stream of traders selling door to door. But in those days, no one would have answered in their dressing gown.
Good morning. Good morning. Understand you just moved into the area, local baker. Hello. Would I can do a delivery for you?
Terry Ayres has loaves made to the same recipe and delivered in the same basket once used by his great-grandfather. The price of a loaf, 1 penny.
Large cottage loaves, still warm, just come out of the oven.
Yeah, lovely.
Local tradesmen have been selected to supply the bowlers with fresh food, but they're only allowed to sell products available in 1900.
Yeah, and the scone round.
Here's your scone round.
Lovely.
I'll give you a bill at the end of the week. All right then, thank you very much.
Bye. Okay, breakfast time. What are we going to have this morning?
We haven't got any milk. I'm afraid the milk turned to a bit of a yoghurt overnight. I don't know what time the milkman's actually going to be coming today.
And then can you wait for breakfast?
No milk means no breakfast cereal for Joe.
While we're waiting.
Mummy, do I need a shower?
Do I need a shower? Well, you probably do need one, darling, but you can't have one. Because we haven't got one.
No, but you have a bath.
You can't have a bath either.
Why?
Because we can't get enough hot water yet for a bath.
Oh, yeah.
But you can stand up like we've all done, take all your clothes off and have a strip wash in the bathroom. Do you fancy that?
I think I'm getting a bit stressed out about heat and hot water because the amount of heat that this is kicking out, you know, I should be having at least 3 baths a day off the heated system.
So. Yeah, I would have thought so, but it's just not heating it up, so there must be...
Managing the range is an art the bowlers have yet to master. If it's not raked thoroughly every 20 minutes, ash forms a barrier that stops heat from getting to the boiler and back.
So it should be going up into the bathroom.
No, the pipe's cold.
It's barely warm. Just see what we've got in here.
Hot water situation is a bit of a catastrophe at the moment. The prospect of not having baths is not something I want to think about really. I really, really need a bath.
For the first time, Joyce must squeeze unassisted into her whalebone corset.
Get the better of this if it kills me.
In an age when women were generally flatter-chested, the corsets pushed the bosom up and pulled the waist in.
Petticoat number 1.
Plus 2 petticoats padded out the bottom.
God, I thought so much effort goes into just getting dressed.
Oh, yuck. Smells. I'm not looking at it. In it goes. That's lovely. Now it's all gone.
The safety razor was invented in the United States in 1901. In 1900, Paul's only option is a straight edge, also known as a cutthroat.
Paul's having a shave. He's obviously having a really bad time. I don't think the blade's sharp enough, or it's too sharp, I don't know. I think he's cutting his face off. It's scary, isn't it? You've been in there ages.
It's taken longer than I expected.
Is it really sharp?
Extremely sharp. Extremely sharp.
Right, so I'm not going to be using it then for legs and armpits. I'm just going to have to get hairier and hairier. Oh, God.
To add to the complications of 1900 life, Joyce's birthday is in 2 days. The children are planning a surprise.
It's going to have 1900 house, Joyce Bowler, her date of birth, 1855, we'll put on it. Brilliant. And then I'm going to put Love Catherine on top.
100 years ago, ordinary families were only just beginning to celebrate birthdays. Even then, there were no gifts for men, but women and children received small handmade presents.
Oh, that's lovely.
So daffodils,
yeah.
The family's only means of communication, the mail. it will be delivered and collected 3 times a day, as in American cities in 1900, where a first-class parcel cost just 2 cents an ounce.
A letter from my friend Mike.
Paul receives word of a surprise he's planning for Joyce's birthday.
He's found a man that sells dark breeds of chickens, the sort that would be suitable for your environment. Excellent.
Fred Hams is Britain's #1 expert on the breeding of antique poultry.
In the suburbs of London at the turn of the century, poultry keeping became very popular, partly because eggs were relatively expensive. One of the varieties that was thought to be particularly suitable for urban living was the Black Orpington. You have to remember that London was coal-fired at that time and they was very dirty. And if nothing else, these didn't show the dirt.
Joyce has always wanted some chickens, and I can actually see her in the garden with collecting the eggs and then using the eggs in the house, and I think it would be quite sweet if we could actually sort of achieve that for her. It's arranged to have a cockerel sent down with the chickens so we can have a chance to hatch out. Or even, he said, maybe a tasty Sunday dinner.
Joyce may have different ideas.
I've been vegetarian for years. I allow the rest of the family to eat what they want when they're outside. But they know that when they come home, they're not going to get meat in any shape or form. I think it would be interesting to take this modern family, with all our knowledge, back and see if we can keep to our 1999 diet. No, not yet. Or whether we find that because we're working harder, we do need some heavier, stodgier food.
In 1900, vegetarians were starting to show up on both sides of the Atlantic, but they were thought of as a bit eccentric.
It's all cooking slowly, but it does say root vegetables should be cooked slowly with the lid on, so I'm doing it properly.
It's Lady at the house. Good morning, madam. I understand you're new to the area.
Yes, we are.
I'm the local butcher. I wonder whether we could interest you in our products.
Can I have a look and see what you've
Certainly.
got?
There was such a demand for meat that there were 4 busy slaughterhouses. 1 blood boiler for blood sausages known as Savoloys, 1 fat melter for lard, and 9 gut scrapers for sausage skins, all within smelling distance of 50 Elliscombe Road.
Oh, they look... yes. I think I'll have some sausages today. Don't think I'll have anything
Despite her personal reservations, Joyce makes a small concession for her 1900 family.
10 sausages.
Certainly.
Please. Oh, man. Sorry. How could I say it looked disgusting? Thank you for showing me all your dead animals. But I did buy some sausages.
Mrs. Bowler, the new family that moved into Charlton, they've just bought 10 sausages. I understand they're vegetarian. They're not going to last a week on a diet of that. In Victorian times, you couldn't afford to be a vegetarian. Meat was the staple diet all the time. You know, you had stews, you had casseroles, you had beef broth when you were ill, or beef tea, you know. How are they going to survive on just vegetables? To me, it's just laughable.
Joyce is not entirely dependent on local tradesmen for food. Her pantry is stocked with dry goods that were available in 1900, and more can be bought on account at the local store. Many products carry the same brand designs to this day in England. 100 years ago, canned fruit was the height of culinary fashion. While Joyce goes out shopping, the girls seize their chance to make her birthday cake.
Cake's making and baking of flour, sugar, butter, currants, and 4 egg whites. We've only got 3 eggs.
Because in the book it says 4 egg yolks.
Ruth.
We only have 3 eggs. Yes.
I'll be out directly.
Okay.
Slow down.
Factory-made cakes were available and were cheaper, but the girls attempt a homemade sponge cake following a real Victorian recipe.
I had to make a birthday cake for Mum, and it's gone very well so far. It's in the range at the moment. Don't know if it's the right temperature. We better check the cake now. It's been half an hour.
That's hot enough.
Cooking with no temperature controls takes some getting used to.
It's rising. It's rising.
More time.
A bit more time.
I think the cake is a really big failure.
It seems the oven just wasn't hot enough.
I wanted it to be a lovely cake. It smells like a cake, but it just doesn't look like one. Sorry, Joyce.
Day 3 and things aren't getting any better. Paul is still battling with the range. The range is not just for cooking. It's the only source of hot water in the house, and so far it hasn't produced much. Pipes carry the water to the bathroom upstairs. In England, as in America, most ordinary homes had just been fitted with internal plumbing. And water heating ranges like this were an amazing innovation. But like much new technology, they didn't work right at first.
It's great for warming this room. It's great for cooking on. But it's not good at heating water, not in any quantity. I mean, you can get some. I don't mind having a strip wash in lukewarm water.
Oh, no, that's been fine. That's been fine. But we have a bathroom. That bathroom obviously would have been used. There's a bath there.
I'm not asking for the deluxe version, and I'm not asking for, hot water on tap. You know, perhaps once a week, if we could heat up enough water, we could all have a jolly good bath. Once a week.
And that's it.
And a strip wash if we felt.
But that's what would have happened.
Fed up being dirty, smelly, and greasy, and skanky.
Convinced that real Victorians wouldn't have put up with so little hot water, the Bowlers call in the man who installed the range in the first place, heating engineer Mike Bishop.
What's happening is that, although we're getting a fantastic fire in here, especially now I think we're letting more air come in, we're just not getting any hot water at all.
This range was one of the first small ranges to come into a property like this. The state of the art of the day. The forerunners of this were virtually open fires. Looking at the range, we would assume that you would have got poor performance out of it at the time, so we're sort of like trying to enhance it a little bit better than it actually was. It's just an old thing, it's a Ford Anglia, not a Rolls Royce.
I think Paul nearly gave himself a nervous breakdown over the weekend, trying different combinations of fuel and different, I'll do this and I'll do that, and oh God.
Mike's theory is that the range was choked with ash. Once he's cleaned it out, Joyce wastes no time in testing the water. The results are a little disappointing.
I've just had my first bath, and a miserable little affair it was too. About 4 inches of hot water. I was just so desperate to wash myself properly. I've come to the conclusion that Victorian cleanliness is nothing like the standards of cleanliness we have today. Good morning, it's my birthday. I'm 44.
Shelves in the yes. That's all
stuff from other people.
Daniel.
Oh, a portrait. Thank you.
Oh, did you make this?
Yeah.
You didn't.
I did.
Is that when I was born? Yeah, 1855.
This is Mum's birthday, and we've just given her presents, and she loved them.
Joyce's birthday is off to a good start, until Paul makes a tactical error. With no refrigerator, he's forced to cook the sausages before they go bad.
Seeing meat for Mum isn't a very pleasant experience. She hates the smell of it, it feels thick and sort of faints at the sight of meat.
And Joyce has already ripped her trailing skirt. Time to tackle the 1900 Singer sewing machine.
Bobbin's now run out. Oh God. Can't see it, can't move. It's just... I don't know why, but everything, everything takes 3 times as long, like the cooking and everything. Well, it's just a simple thing like threading a needle or rewinding a bobbin. It's just a mammoth task. Yes!
Breakfast is barely over, and Joyce has to start cooking lunch.
Why did you put more coal on now I've lost a boil? Why did you do that?
I thought I got the timing right.
Do you know what this is? This is too many cooks spoil the broth. Look,
Yes, I know.
it's not boiling.
It's getting there.
Old helpful Harry has set the range back by about 20 minutes.
All of us are still actually a bit jumpy about things, getting upset over little things.
Just leave well alone.
Yes, all right. I'm sorry.
Finding out that things do take longer than other things in the modern world.
Got enough. I mean, I've still got enough hot plates and things. And for something that would at home take me about 20
Are they
minutes.
my favourite sausages?
Yes, they are your favourites. So, Catherine, just give me a hand. It's fine. Okay. Eat some watercress because it's got iron in it.
Yeah.
Come round. I've cooked myself.
What in there?
Stood over the range.
Mm.
The macaroni didn't do, but I did. God. Paul, do you want to sit down and eat it?
Yeah, I do.
Have you got bread? Is it all right?
Delicious.
It's lovely though.
It is lovely, actually. You're right. Delicious.
Joe, I'm getting a bit worried about you. You haven't eaten anything for a very long time.
The range top wasn't hot enough to cook the macaroni, but now it's scorching. Joyce's carefully prepared compote of rhubarb has stuck to the pan and burned.
Look at it. Why didn't you stir it? That's spiteful.
That one's deep.
3 rotten days! Right, I'm sitting out here and I'm not coming back in. I'm really cross with myself. It wasn't... I knew it was going to be tough and I knew it wasn't supposed to be so quickly. I thought I was going to be much better than this. I really wanted to do this properly. I really wanted to make it a success, and I've got Joe sitting there and he won't eat anything, so he's going to starve to death. Paul shouts when Joe doesn't eat. All the children don't like it when Paul shouts. I have a go at him, he has a go at me. We're all sat round the table, all on top of each other. I've produced something I wouldn't give to a pig. All right, Joe. You all right? Have you eaten something now?
Yeah.
What have you had to eat? You've just had some bread and cheese. This child's been living on bread and cheese. Probably scaring the neighbours. Scared myself.
Mum and Dad have been talking, shouting a lot at each other because they can't work things out. And we're relying on them, and they should understand that. If they don't grow up, they don't just grow up, then I don't know what we're going to do.
While Joyce goes out for a long walk to cool off, the twins attempt to rescue the birthday cake using a Victorian recipe for chocolate icing.
Yeah, it is awful. Everything's going wrong. I didn't think it would be like this, though. I didn't think Mum would break down.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just not...
It's not working out, but...
It's not brilliant anymore, really. Also, Dad as well. Dad's... he's just...
He's got so bossy.
This is just getting on top of him. It's really getting on top of him.
That is all yours. I've got it.
The chickens Paul ordered for Joyce's birthday have arrived, but they need a safe place to live.
I think I've just fallen into a pile of poo, Joe. Just give us that.
Paul must build them a hen house. Keeping chickens was also popular in suburbs in the States, as eggs were expensive, 22 cents a dozen.
Well, I've got worms here. They're chickens. Take a look.
While out walking, Joyce drops in to see Charlie Judd, the greengrocer. She can't have everything in the shop. she's limited to English springtime produce and imported fruit brought in refrigerated steamships.
Today's Joyce, you can have your beetroots, your cabbages, carrots, watercress, your onions and swede, and the cauliflower. Is one of my father.
Yeah.
You know, going around the streets. He progressed from a pram to a donkey and barrow to horse and cart. He must have been the business years ago when he was a
Look at the decorations on that horse.
That's how they went out, you know what I mean?
It looks a fine sight, I think.
At least he's sober in that picture.
George, he's coming down the street. Quick, we've got to get to him. He's coming down the street.
That's it.
Here we go then, go on. Off you go. Go on. Come on, here we go. Come on, here's your welcome tin.
Whoa, he's a big one.
Yeah, he is.
Whoa! Ah!
Oh, there he goes.
Quite right. Oh, Mum, I need to give you my birthday present. Come out.
Step down now. Go. Go right now. Bit more.
How long just go?
I'm not looking.
Keep going. You're going to have to keep your eyes closed.
I am,
Right, you're going to step up.
Oh, what am I doing? Open your eyes.
Ready?
Chickens. No, my God, you've been busy.
You've dug the...
Oh, and I was so horrible to you this morning.
Come here. Let me pick you up.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mum. The chickens were fantastic because Dad worked so hard on the chicken house. Mum was really proud of him, and we all were, with Joe as well, that, you know, he managed to keep this all secret.
It's all right. It's all right.
You can call her McDonald, Mum. And we can eat her after you finish.
I think I'll name him after the greengrocer because he's so nice. So he's Charlie. I hope he doesn't mind. Never mind. Charlie, that's the cockerel.
It's all right.
She's a good lamb.
Look at the little beady eyes.
The stresses of the morning are forgotten.
I'm only 11 and I've got more things to come. But to do this now is fantastic.
Close your eyes.
It's the best thing that's ever happened to me. I love it.
Oh, lovely! Oh, isn't it beautiful?
Wow.
I think we are more of a family together now because in 1999 you could go off and do things, whereas we have to work as a team now.
Oh, so if we have leftover porridge, shall I eat that?
Yeah.
We didn't realise our children were quite this confident or this resourceful. I've just seen them in a completely different light, and I think they're going to grow up a lot in the 3 months. I think I might have to grow up a bit as well.
It's been 5 days now, 6 days since I've been shaving my face. I look like I've been having a fight with a cat, but I am getting better at it and I'm getting slightly quicker. But I made a few mistakes at the beginning, which I'm paying for now because every time I have a shave, I'm reintroducing the cut to my face and it's not healing properly.
I think this is my Achilles heel when it comes to trying to stay true to the 1900 experience.
Joyce is gathering up clothes for her first Victorian wash day. Until late in the 19th century, most middle-class women sent their washing out. But many began to fear diseases like cholera and TB were spreading in the local laundries. So families began to do their washing at home.
Oh, God. I think we'll soak some of these. These are the worst.
Can you wash mine, Archie?
Yours in there.
Perfect, sir.
Every stage of the wash has to be done by hand. These clothes have been soaked overnight.
Oh, look at the colour
water already.
More than 40 years before the advent of washing detergents, clothes were soaked in soda crystals dissolved in boiling water. The solution broke down greasy stains but was very tough on fabrics. Joyce and the twins get the main wash going. First, water is brought to a boil in the copper, a large metal tub built into the scullery over a coal fire.
Today the twins have taken a day off school, which I disapprove of really, but I'm sure it must have been done loads in the past. In fact, I know it was done in my parents' day even, to help with the washing, literally, because it's such a big job that for one person it would have been far too much. If I can afford a maid-of-all-work, then my daughters can go to school on a Monday. But I'm sure schools must have been empty of girls, really, on Mondays, mustn't they?
With wash day underway, Paul escapes to work. On his way, he returns to the barber shop for a brush-up lesson on shaving with the straight-edge razor.
Forgotten the hand movement we did to turn the blade to do that side of the face, yeah. And obviously, because we've talked about having a moustache, we didn't cover how to do the top lip.
Right.
So I've actually been making it up,
Right.
would you believe?
Yeah.
Yeah, to try and give myself a reasonably close shave.
Yeah.
Isn't it, to get it clean?
When the copper is boiling, in go Lux soap flakes, which had just gone on sale in 1900.
Oh, it smells nice, doesn't it?
Forget that wash. Forget that washed.
Right.
Before. In it goes.
Right. Oh dear, look at that. I don't know.
In it goes.
Let's get it in.
Oh, I'm getting. Let me have a go.
And for stains too stubborn even for soda crystals and soap flakes, the only solution is elbow grease.
I think this is definitely an all-day job. Probably from 5 or 6 in the morning until it got dark.
I have been shaving, but I've been able to shave about 2 or 3 times.
So they actually really made the blade really sharp,
Mm.
and then they got a real good close shave like you're going to get today.
Places to wash.
Next comes the dolly stick, the 1900 equivalent of a revolving washing drum, which with lots of sweat agitates the clothes.
That's useless.
Big. And you're meant to bring it up and down and
You'd
do
have to
that.
stand on there to do that.
Yeah.
I don't think that's safe.
And then the rinse, followed by a very manual first spin. In 1900, it took around 12 hours to achieve what a washing machine manages in a 40-minute cycle.
I am getting a raw deal. As the female, I have much more to put up with.
Right, I'm just going to put some coral skin food on for you.
He started saying he didn't know how to shave and wasn't it sad and oh dear he cut his face, and he was given all sorts of things, beautifully perfumed lotions and potions to put on his face and enable him to have a smooth shave.
Just keep going. Go. As long as it's got it.
I'm going to ask for a surprise for my birthday, which is on the 8th of April. I'm coming for a haircut and a shave, how about that?
Mind you, we're feeling very pleased with ourselves and we've hardly washed a thing.
I don't mean to have a go at Paul, really, but it's the male thing, isn't it? I'm the one that's coming off worse.
You made a good start.
No, it's been baptism of fire for me. It sounds like I'm jealous, and I am jealous. I am jealous that he walks out of the door and goes to work. And I suppose I'm jealous because he's a man, and whether it's 1900 or 1999, he gets the better deal. But I get the frillier draws.
My hands are pretty awful, especially after wash day and have been washing in the soda crystals. They're very dry and very sore all the time.
A week into the experiment, Joyce's skin has been stripped of all its natural oils by soda crystals and hot water. Most 1900 remedies would have been made from whale blubber, which is illegal today. But Daru Rook has sent an alternative recipe using white wax and glycerin.
Complexions finer than Cleopatra of old. So we need to pop the white wax into the pan with the almond oil. Right, stir that all together. Ooh, oh my goodness, what's happened? Keep going.
Victorian women made their own cosmetics. Although cold cream was available in the shops in 1900, it was expensive.
Oh, lovely. It's lovely, isn't it? Perhaps when it cools.
Maybe.
It's really cream, isn't it, Mum? Here we go.
Modern moisturizers feel lighter and are absorbed more quickly, but the wax mixture does a similar, if cruder, job.
Try and rub it in. It smells like something you might rub into an old horse.
It's like a bar of lard on your face.
Oh no!
Wash day is over, but the laundry is still not finished. For the 1900 woman, washing and ironing took up to 3 full days every week, and that was just for the undergarments and linen. Outer clothes, like dresses and trousers, were only brushed down.
I think people must have smelt different in Victorian times. I think they probably had a higher level of tolerance, and they expected certain body odours that we shy away from. They obviously didn't douse themselves in deodorant. Actually, I don't smell, it's the clothes that smell. If I meet people from outside, they smell like they're covered in extremely strong perfumes. And I think it's just probably the soap powders and the fabric conditioners and things that are coming off their clothes.
The bowlers can live without some things, but they cannot go without hot water, and they haven't had any for a week. The range is still not working properly. Heating engineer Mike Bishop is called back in.
I think this has really brought home to us the fact that this is the heart of the home, but it's just so important that we get this right.
Oh, yeah.
Everything else just seems to, you know, come...
Anything else, so if you can't have the cooking and the hot water...
Yeah.
Mike takes radical action. In ranges like these, back boilers often got so hot they exploded. To avoid this, Mike had installed the boiler further back from the firebox. Now he's pulled it forward, hoping that more heat will get to the boiler.
I don't care how dirty it's got or how much muck I've got to clean up today. I just think if it gives us the end result, that's all I care about.
Made the repair, lit the fire. We should start to see the pipes getting warm again, and then hopefully they'll go from warm to hot to extremely hot.
I just wanted to come upstairs and sing Glory Hallelujah because we've got hot water in the pipes and it's only 11:30, so it's bloody marvellous. It's a bit decadent really, having a midday bath. You've got to catch it before once the hot goes, it goes cold straight away, so now you've got to catch it and get in very quickly. Ooh, it's quite hot actually. Although Victorians said cleanliness was next to godliness, I don't think they bathed that often, and they weren't in favour of hot baths, not the way we are. But they must have enjoyed it just the way I am, because I mean, just to be able to get out of those clothes and to get into this water is just fantastic. Having said that, you must see the water. It's absolutely filthy, absolutely filthy.
To find out more about the Bowler family, time travel back to 1900 and beyond at pbs.org.
Look, I only walked to the greengrocer's. Look at those stockings. I want my money back.
These are stiff, aren't they? I've got loads of them.
There we go. Lovely. I hate to tell you this, but I think you've probably got to wear these again tomorrow.
Shall we see if they're cheesy?
How do we...
Not too bad, we've got to take that off as well. There we go.
The 1900 House was made possible by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
This is PBS.
This week in the 1900 House,
I don't like the food.
problems with the food and the clothes,
As tightly as you can without passing out.
which Joyce discovers can be bad for your health. And the bowlers get caught buying the one modern item they can't live without. There's leisure, 1900 style. But not everyone can join in the fun.
We can't go swimming, we're singled out.
And the bowlers got a maid to do the dirty work.
I was told to stay in the kitchen by Mr. Bowler, so I was treated generally like a real skivvy.
She's a maid of all work, paid to do jobs.
Personally, I think that Paul is a pain in the neck.
Meet the Bowler family. Royal Marine Paul, School Inspector Joyce, 11-year-old twins Ruth and Hillary, Catherine 16 and 9-year-old Joe. They volunteered to go back in time to wash, dress, eat, and live every intimate detail of domestic life in the 1900 house.
The 1900 House was made possible by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
The Bowlers are settling into their new life, but they're still finding it difficult to adjust to 1900 ways. Strict social rules governed Victorian life. Etiquette was unrelenting, clothing prudent, and morals central. The Bowlers, conscious of their status as a lower middle-class family, are grappling with their new identities. Their daily routines are now set. As the man of the family and the breadwinner, Paul goes out to work every day. He's a warrant officer with the Royal Marines, and his 1900 wages are the equivalent of $700 a year. According to 1900 standards, Joyce cannot work outside the home. She's had to temporarily give up her job, and with her children at school, now spends her days at home, battling to keep the house free of dirt.
You start at one end and you work your way down, and as soon as you're finished, it's all come back. You could gather up all the fluff and make a nice sort of bird's nest out of it, really. There is literally enough. So there you are, look. That's a nice little... That's actually 2 days. Just wave it out the window. God, it all comes back in. When they used to clean, they would dust things down and they would shut the door, open the window and go out and leave the dust to settle, and I think that must be where the saying comes from, because obviously the room's just full of all this dust, you would choke to death, and you wait for it to settle back down again. So you haven't actually cleaned it, you just moved it around a bit.
After a week and a half, she's had enough.
There we are. Quite frankly, the thought of just all I am doing is keeping this house clean is just so boring. I think I'll just go start staring mad, or I'll just leave. Because to think that my only aim in life is to remove dust and fluff, no thanks.
Instead, she's come up with a 1900 solution, getting someone else to do the dirty work. 100 years ago, most lower middle-class families would have employed a servant. Joyce can easily afford it from her weekly household budget, and like her Victorian counterpart, has placed an ad in the local paper.
Cleaner, cleaning manager, domestic helper, wanted to help clean 1900 style house, required to work for 3 months in South East London. This is a real cleaning job. I hope they're prepared to do some proper cleaning. Fluff, dirt, dust.
hands and knees stuff.
When he's not at work, Paul has been doing his share of housework, rejecting the stereotypical role of the man in 1900.
When the rules were put towards us, I read them carefully, and I said, yes, I agree to the rules, so I am sticking to them 100%. The way I dress, but not so much as the way I portray myself, because I don't think I could do that, because that would be very, very Victorian, and I think everything would collapse if I just sat there and just, you know, read the paper and expected my meals to put on the table and sort of and did nothing. You should learn to do a hand wash.
In fact, men doing housework is not that out of character. Despite the popular image, historical accounts recall that some Victorian men helped with the household chores, since running a home was so demanding. But it is unlikely they would have admitted to their domestic duties in public, so hanging out the wash would have been unheard of. What's really shocked Paul is what's expected of the master of the house. Cassell's The 1900 Household Bible states that he, the master, is in charge. And in family disagreements, all members must be governed by him.
We had a look at it in the back quoted about sort of Joyce has got to have the same mind, or the woman of the house has got to have the same mind as a man if he goes out. Namely, his will was whatever happened, you know, in the house, you know, down to the looking after the children, to the payment of the bills, to the how much she was allowed to spend. And I'm not like that, and I don't think I'll ever will be.
One of the most important duties of the Victorian wife was to receive visitors, a status symbol even in America. There's been no shortage of friends and neighbors eager to take a tour. Joyce's friend Natalie is the latest to arrive.
Paula? No, it's
You've got your piano there, and
we're very keen on this period. But I mean, I like this period and all this stuff, but with the things we're used to from now,
like electricity and
yes. But the look, yes. But they've had these. Oh, they do.
Wooden ones, of course. Aren't they nice?
Yeah. But what's interesting is that it's what a lot of people are trying to do with houses anyway now, isn't it? That get it back.
People are very keen to adopt Victoriana in their lives, and I think that's what a lot of people think we're doing here. In actual fact, what they don't realise is they've sanitised Victoriana.
Isn't this fabulous? Oh, it's fabulous, isn't it?
I found that with people coming round to the house and admiring things and saying, oh, isn't it lovely, isn't it pretty, oh, you know, it's given me lots of ideas, and oohing and ahhing over the whole thing, has made me quite cross, because I can see beneath that now, and I know that on the exterior, yes, it may look lovely, and it may actually look like the perfect homely setting. In actual fact, it's quite the reverse. I'm sorry about the fluff. I did clean through yesterday, and it's fluff world. It just grows overnight.
No cleaning, lady.
Not yet, anyway.
It's not just the house that's difficult to keep clean. Joyce is grating soap, made from cow fat and perfume, to form a mixture for washing hair. The invention of shampoo is more than 50 years away, and this homemade version doesn't clean nearly as well. Plus, it's leaving a scummy deposit.
It feels like shampoo.
Oh, don't.
God. I just want to show you the results of my disgusting soap shampoo episode, where I thought I'd been ever so clever and made some wonderful shampoo. My hair is just revolting. I mean, I can stand most things, and I know it's really early days, but I really, really need something to wash my hair with.
In most households, this would be heading for the frying pan. But Joyce has received a suggestion from historical expert Daru Rook.
Dear Joyce, when you wash your hair, you might try something I found listed in an 1860s household encyclopedia. It recommended whisking 2 egg yolks and the juice of a lemon, then massaging it into the hair thoroughly. I suppose it would be like a protein wash and should be quite good.
You ready?
Oh, it smells. Right, now we're supposed to leave it on for about 2 minutes. Have you got it all wrong?
Make sure that's clean.
It doesn't. I think the egg and stuff just kind of sticks to the soot and the soap and the grease and the dirt. Oh God!
That must be a minute.
It's quite cold now.
Yeah, which is good because obviously if you got it any hotter, you might have big lumps of
Scrambled egg.
suffering for the price of fashion.
It's not even vanity, it's just to feel
It's basic
nice.
cleanliness, isn't it?
I just smelled very sort of omelette-y, I think. It's all sort of organising. That is dry and brittle and sticky. Is it falling out? Is it breaking off? Yeah. Yeah, it's in my hand.
I know.
Eventually I will look like the wild woman from Borneo and it'll be like...
I normally thrive on having a good sense of humour and, I don't know, just seeing the good things in life and enjoying myself. And I'm trying to, but it's becoming harder and harder. And it's like grinding me down almost.
After just 2 weeks of egg and soap shampoos, one temptation of modern life is proving irresistible. In England, as in America, shopping was usually done on account. At the local store, the Bowlers have agreed to buy only products that would have been available in 1900. 2 weeks into the experiment, temptation has got the better of them.
Now, it's confession time. We put the shampoo in the basket and I looked and I waited and I thought in a minute he's going to say, yes, you can have all these things, but I'm afraid, this isn't allowed. But he didn't. He just kind of wrung it through. And I turned to Catherine and it was like, yes, we've done it, we're through. We've got whatever, we've got the extra 500 cigarettes through customs. Or not only did I buy the shampoo, but, it was some buy one, get one free.
It's wash and go, it's wash and go, it's wash and go, it's wash and go.
Behold, the elixir of life. I've washed my hair with shampoo. Isn't it wonderful? Isn't it silly?
Now Joyce must deal with the guilt of breaking rules she agreed to live by.
Your hair's not an issue, yeah? What the issue is the 1900 experience, yeah?
Well, my hair's chosen not to have a 1900 experience, and I'm sorry, my feelings are valid,
Exactly.
and if they don't suit other people, then hard cheese.
It's Joyce's choice to do what she has to do to continue with our experience. And if that's what she has to do to maintain the level of hardship that we're actually going through and the level amount of work we have to do, then so be it. We're not here to torture ourselves, are we? We're not here to torture ourselves.
It's not supposed to be an endurance thing, but we're supposed to be staying true to the
as much as we possibly
and not compromising.
We've actually come to a conclusion that I'm going to pour these down the drain and I am going to start again.
Staying true to the 1900 diet is also causing problems. The menu is not to everyone's taste and is about to prompt a protest.
I don't like the food.
What food would you like? Peanut butter.
Peanut butter, chocolate spread, chips, cornflakes, ice cream, flip lollies.
The main concern with Joseph is he's not eating, and he's not eating the food that we're cooking. Everyone else is eating it except for Joseph, and I'm concerned, Joyce is concerned, and we're trying to think of things for Joseph to eat all the time.
Lentils.
In 1900, the staple diet for families like the Bowlers was cheap cuts of boiled meat and vegetables with very little flavouring.
I feel like though this is a bit better for us, don't you? That sort of I'm producing things that are perhaps a bit more familiar. What do you think? Do you think this week's food is an improvement on last week's food?
Yeah.
You don't, Joe. Actually, you've got a bit fussier, haven't you, mate?
I can't really afford to have an extremely fussy son. We are coping with that. And I don't think he's going to drop dead if he eats the same thing day in, day out for 3 months. I'm not really going to worry myself about it too much. But I think Victorians would have just cooked it, put it on the table, and you were grateful for what you got, and you ate it. Because if you didn't, the person sitting next door to you will soon do that.
There we go. Hilary?
Joyce is still trying to stick to a vegetarian diet.
Joe?
No. Do we have to wait till we try them, or do we...
Tonight's period recipe is for onion and beet fritters.
You'll be sad.
Look what came through the door. Pizza! Yum.
Shall I cook the others?
Yes, please. Oh, right.
They're lovely.
Are you sure you would like to try some, Joe?
Look. It's gorgeous.
I had to take loads of onion.
You don't like it? The onions are a bit...
I do like
raw,
onion,
nice.
but... I don't think I need drink.
Then for dessert...
No, I don't think it's set enough.
I don't think it'll...
Yeah, it's doing it.
Oh!
It's got everywhere.
No, it's not cow pat.
Seriously, ordering a pizza when I get back. It's going to be so cool. I'm going to have a mad feast of food. It's going to be so cool.
The interviews for Joyce's maid are now set. Having never employed a cleaner, Joyce needs help on what to even ask. Daru Rook has written with more advice.
Make sure when you interview prospective girls that you have read Mrs. Beeton's eminently sensible advice. Well, we have. I've read that. For my own part, I would suggest you check the girl's hands carefully. A soft hand suggests an idle heart. Let's have a look at your hands. Oh, you haven't done any work, ever. And we must insist that she become a teetotaler. Otherwise, sherry stocks may suffer. I am heartily pleased you have taken this decision. How else can you proclaim fully to your neighbours that you have entered the middle class?
Armed with this advice, Joyce begins her interviews.
It's very nice to meet you. I'm Joyce. I've got a few questions that I'd like to ask you. Okay. And I expect you'll have some questions for me.
Yeah.
Shall we take the camera?
Joyce has narrowed it down to 2 applicants.
May I see your hands, please? Yes, you obviously used to lots of hard work. This is one of the things I've been advised to ask for.
I worked in factories, like I've done a lot of cleaning, things like that. I cleaned schools.
I know in 1900 that they would be employing somebody who was very poor and who needed the work and needed the money. And that's the way we should be treating her. But I think because we're we're actually a 1999 family, that it's not in our nature to be really horrible to anybody and make them do horrible, skivvy jobs.
I like the idea. Someone waiting on me makes me feel important.
Washing up the breakfast dishes, emptying the slops in the bedrooms, and dusting and sweeping from top all the way down, cleaning out any grates that we've used, which will probably be this one. Yeah. We don't have any detergents.
Obviously, you haven't got a Hoover.
You're a grade above the working class.
Yes, middle class.
Yes, you're the middle class.
Yes, we are. Hello, girls. Hi. Hello. This is Elizabeth.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Both applicants are well qualified, but Joyce has chosen Elizabeth Lillington. She wins by 6 inches. A tall maid of all work was recommended to reach into awkward spaces.
I thought the house was great. It's just like having your own personal time machine to walk into, you know. It's fantastic. I mean, it's a lot different to what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a lot bigger, you know, because I was really nervous about how much cleaning I would have to do. But it does seem like hard work, you know, in them days. But the challenge of it, I think, is brilliant.
To celebrate the appointment, the bowlers are having a special meal. They've read up on fish and chips and discovered that they were popular from 1860 on. By 1900, London had over 1,000 fried fish shops. Battered fish and chips cost the equivalent of 2 cents a portion. Alternatively, oysters were plentiful and cheap. Luckily for vegetarian Joyce, chips are no longer fried in beef drippings.
Thank you.
Fast food has arrived at Elliscombe Road.
Someone.
Yeah, drumroll, you've actually tried something.
And for once, Joe is happy with Victorian fare.
Salt, please. And potty training.
Don't
Daddy, don't let her
Elizabeth, the maid, arrives for her first day at work.
Good morning.
Good morning, Elizabeth. Come in.
Thank you.
While in the house, Elizabeth has agreed to abide by 1900 rules and dress in 1900 clothes.
I'm 29, I'm 30 this year. Most of my life I've been doing cleaning, so has my mother's and my mum's mother as well. So I'm like the third generation of a cleaner in my family. Oh, great. I curled my fringe off.
Oh, come through to the kitchen.
Here's the scullery.
I wanted this job because I've always been really interested in history, especially women's history. And when I found out they had reconstructed this house, I couldn't wait to get here. Because I feel like I'm living and breathing and wearing the same things that my great-grandmother probably would have worn. Oh, right, Sunlight Soap, excellent. There's no better household soap.
Have you got a corset on?
Yes.
You have? Yeah. You got it tightly laced?
It's not very tightly laced. No.
I suppose we ought to talk about terms and hours of work, things like that.
Girls, could you go and find something to amuse yourselves with? Bye.
So if you were working full-time as a maid of all work, if we look at the rate of wages, it would range from...
Almost all middle-class families could afford at least one servant in 1900. The same was true in America, where a servant was an important indication of middle-class status. Help was not hard to find in the U.S. because of the waves of immigrants arriving in the country. In 1900 America, Elizabeth would have earned around $150 a year.
In modern money, that's 4p.
God.
So you got to work all day?
Yeah, for £4.
Yeah.
Elizabeth gets to work, while Joyce becomes a lady of leisure.
Part of me is thinking, oh good, I don't have to do all the horrible cleaning. Part of me is saying, that's awful. You know, you've got somebody else, a woman at that, cleaning up after you. I want to be a benevolent employer. I suppose I'll be giving her cups of tea, free access to the outside toilet. I mean, what else can I give her? There aren't really a lot of perks to this job. As much fluff as you can take home.
Elizabeth is fantastic. She is great. She would put so much effort into it, and she's a really nice person as well.
What did you get for country?
Denmark. Denmark?
You all got Denmark? I'm cheating. I taught the children here a game to play, which all my family used to play, and there was 9 of us, me and my twin brother, the youngest of 9. We didn't have much toys or anything like that, and we used to keep ourselves occupied by playing charades and telling ghost stories.
Right, it's upstairs.
Right.
Elizabeth's ghost stories have inspired Hilary and Ruth.
This is Alice, and she's our little ghost, and she didn't like us moving in because she used to live here, and she once, when she was playing with her little doll, she was playing with it on the stairs, and because it moves its head, she was sort of moving her head with it, and she fell down the stairs, and that's how she died. It's a bit sad. So that's how she's sort of the ghost in the house.
What, so we help her? Yeah, we got some.
The children have decided to make up their own play. The leading lady is Alice, the 1900 house ghost.
Okay, actors. Right. We got Mum, that's who Hilary drew.
Alice would have seen more tragedies because there wouldn't have been any safety then, and she would have seen people getting burned and things like that.
Left.
Although Alice is fictional, deaths like hers were all too real. In 1900 Britain, 1 in 4 children died before the age of 6 due to infections like yellow fever, influenza, and tuberculosis. In 1900, it's unlikely that all the Bowler children would have survived their early childhood.
Literally, just walk through the door. To discover the house is absolutely beautiful. It is beautiful. She's dusted, she's cleaned. Are you sure she didn't have a vacuum cleaner in her bag or something?
Elizabeth has been studying Victorian cleaning manuals.
In one of the books I was reading, they used to use tea leaves on the carpets, and that was in order to stop the dust. Oh, that's great, that is. There's another good tip about salt. If you get dry salt and put it on a colourful carpet and leave it for a few minutes and then brush it off, it brings all the shine of the colour out of the carpet, so the carpet looks like brand new.
By 1900, new job opportunities like office work meant that servants might be able to find other jobs. So in order to keep your maid, you had to be kind. Magazines advised giving them knee pads for floor work to prevent the crippling onset of housemaid's knee.
Elizabeth! Come and see what I've got!
Joyce has gone one step further.
Oh, wow! Oh, good! Oh, what? Oh, nice one. Brilliant.
Bank success.
Oh, excellent.
The carpet sweeper was invented by an American asthmatic named Bissell in a bid to contain the dust which inflamed his lungs. It was first marketed in England in 1887.
Oh, that's brilliant. Great. Is that my present? My new toy at the moment, because it saves me practically an hour when I'm cleaning the carpets. So I know that feminism helped women gain their liberty, but if you ask me, I think it was more the carpet sweeper and domestic appliances that gave women their liberty, because it saves so much time working. Thank you, Mum.
No, thank you. You will be back, won't you?
You'll see me again. Bye, girls.
Bye, Elizabeth.
See you. Yeah. Take care. Bye.
And you. Bye-bye. Hope she does come back.
Having a maid will give Joyce much more freedom, but there are some 1900 constraints she can't escape.
I've got to go and put my corset on and don't want to. What I want to put on today is a pair of trousers and a fleece and a pair of deck shoes. But I've got to go and put on some bloody fancy dress.
So, first thing in the morning, before you've eaten or drunk anything, you pop yourself into this awful thing, instrument of torture.
Also constricted by her corset, Catherine has found an article in Cassell's which shows that wearing a tight corset was a concern even in 1900.
The stupidity and wickedness of this custom is scarcely possible to exaggerate. It not only ruins the health of those who practice it, but it throws a burden upon the next generation and weakens the race.
And then this is where you give yourself a waist. So you pull it as tightly as you can without passing out.
The tender bones and muscles are pinched, squeezed, crimped and confined so that the complicated internal organs, which are so wonderfully constructed and so marvellously fitted to their work, are interfered with and pushed out of place.
Look. Oh, not Cassell's. What have you got?
Right. You know, we're talking about working in your corset.
Yeah.
Well, here they are totally against it.
So can I take it off then?
Well, it says here, during recent years, a strong protest has been made by more sensible women against the absurdities of tight lacing.
won't wear Good grief. Over-tight lacing, cause of pimples on the face, red nose, fainting, hysteria and nervousness. There you go. Put it all down to that.
See, that's why you had hysterical moments.
Red blotches in all sorts of unexpected places. Yeah. Exactly. I'm perfectly normal. Exactly. There you go. It was my corset.
Hello. Oh, hello.
Joyce and Catherine have called on local doctor Joanna Long, who's monitoring the health of the family during the project. They're suffering from shortness of breath. To check what's happening requires a respiratory test.
Blow, 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 blow. Is that it?
Sorry, yes.
Okay. So your peak flow was 300, which is actually quite low. Do you smoke?
No.
Right, okay. I'm sure that's to do with the corset.
The same test is done without the corset.
Hard, keep blow, 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 blow. Okay, 420.
That's a bit better, isn't it?
It really is constricting you, isn't it?
And all for the sake of fashion.
I've actually got a book that I've discovered, which was actually written in 1890, and there's actually a section in this book. It's called The Heart of Beauty, and it says what stays cost us, and it's basically describing, you know, what you've noticed in that. These women that wore the corsets for a long time, their actual body shape changed, and if you can see, the ribs tended to become more elongated, the waist became much more nipped in. The ribs cover lots of internal organs, and the internal organs can actually, you know, become abnormally shaped as well.
They have to move, obviously.
So if I can show you here how the lungs, the heart, and the liver can actually become very, very distorted in shape from the pressure. You know, even then they knew all the effects of corsetry, and yet, you know, women still wore them.
Dr. Long doesn't feel wearing a corset for just 3 months is a health risk, and leaves Joyce to decide whether to continue with it.
Stop, get it all on.
Without it, though, her tightly tailored clothes won't fit.
I hate it. I hate the bloody thing. I absolutely hate it, to think that I would have to wear this for the rest of from my adult life. I can't not wear it because the clothes won't fit, I won't be the right shape, I'll look ridiculous.
On average, women's waists in 1900 were 5 inches smaller than they are today. Rigid corsets would be in fashion for another 20 years. But there are some Victorian outfits that aren't so constricting. The bowlers have discovered that swimming was popular in 1900 Britain just as it was in America, especially at seaside resorts like Coney Island and Atlantic City. The family has spent some of their weekly budget on bathing suits.
Oh my God!
Do you go to the Zippo Circus? Yeah, it's gonna be good. Oh, if yours is gonna be like that, that's really good. That's fantastic.
Oh it's like a sailor suit.
I'm a milk lady.
Right there.
I think that's Catherine's.
You wouldn't have to wear your corset if you wore those.
The swimsuits aren't exactly lycra. They're made of wool serge, but they feel incredibly light after the layers of clothes the family has been wearing.
I haven't walked up and down the stairs or walked around the house feeling free, and it's taken years off me, this has.
And for once, Joyce can take off her hated corset.
Fantastic! See these muscles I've got now? Now I've been lifting coal, look at this!
Wow, that is fantastic.
You don't want to meet me on a dark night.
I'm doing monkeys.
It's the best I've felt in weeks. Yeah. I just can't believe that they were this close to freedom and then put themselves all back in the other stuff.
Trust them up and sell them.
Yeah.
Public baths were originally built in the 1850s, before people had plumbing in their houses. In addition to swimming pools, they had areas for washing and delousing. But some of the bowlers are missing out.
Catherine and I are outcasts from society. We can't go swimming. We're singled out. Why? Why? All because we're women.
For Joyce and Catherine, it's the wrong time of the month. In 1900, most women had to make their own sanitary towels out of cotton rags.
I'm just making this circular belt, and then I'm literally pinning them front and back like that. Like a little hammock, like a nappy. Comes round the front. You make sure you don't get it too sort of bound up with your suspenders or your corset or whatever, because you can't go to the loo then. And you just trust in them, really.
Doctors in those days believed menstruation was caused by blood escaping from the womb, which they thought was a weak organ. The actual reason, the monthly shedding of the womb lining, was not understood until 1908.
They don't have all this kind of dry weave top fabric or, you know, plasticky bits in the middle or any of that stuff. You know, there's none of this. They've got no wings and they can't do anything fantastic. The liquid just literally goes into them and seeps out the other side.
Tampons did not go on sale in Britain or America until the 1920s. Women were told to rest for the duration of their periods, colloquially known as the curse. One person who would have had to work during her period is Elizabeth.
Oh, morning.
Morning.
Come in.
Thank you.
Right, today, after you've done your usual in the scullery,
yeah,
dishes and bits, I wondered if you start the spring cleaning.
Yeah, fine.
And we'll do the girls' room first.
Right, fine.
Okay.
Yeah, great. Should we get on with that then?
We'll do. You'll do. We'll do. Oh, God. I'm not doing it.
In 1900, many domestic servants worked 15 hours a day, 7 days a week. And for a maid of all work, spring was the hardest time of the year.
This is where we're going to start.
With Cassell's The Victorian Household Bible, Joyce instructs Elizabeth in the art of spring cleaning.
Yeah, Victorians were obsessed with bugs and germs, and obviously because there was so much illness and disease killing off their children, I suppose it makes sense to think that they obviously made the connection between the two, so they felt that doing cleaning like this was a way of protecting yourself from terrible illnesses.
Right.
Especially the children's room.
Yeah.
Which is why I suppose this room would have been so important.
Yeah.
To protect the children, to make sure that they didn't catch something terrible that was going to kill them off. And I think that's why they wanted to take the beds to pieces.
Right.
I mean, it says here that an insect will insinuate itself into the screws where brass knobs finish off. And I suppose they thought, they were laying eggs and doing things. But these beds are... I mean, to take them to pieces, best of British luck.
Okay,
really.
thank you very much. If you don't see me in 2 hours, send out the Life Brigade or something.
Off I go to be middle class.
Paul's job as a Royal Marine regularly takes him away from home. His regimental commander has ordered him back to base.
I'm off. Even though we have a maid of all work now, it's quite difficult for me to go away.
Do you want some help?
Yes, please. You're an absolute lifesaver.
Paul will not be away long, but it's difficult to leave.
It's hard to leave Joyce and the girls and Joseph, knowing what they're actually sort of still going through as I leave.
See you later.
Safe journey.
Yeah, you too. Look
Take
after
care.
yourself.
See you soon.
Yeah, bye.
Please close the gate.
Killing germs and insects was a Victorian obsession. In 1900, bubonic plague carried by mites and fleas broke out in Glasgow. 16 people died. A solution of the minerals borax and alum was recommended to kill insects and their eggs. But compared to modern cleaning agents, it had almost no disinfectant properties.
If you do if I do the railings and the big posts, and then you can go along with the paintbrush and do all the little ornaments and holes and things, yeah?
In In the Victorian War against disease, metal bed frames had replaced wooden ones. Metal beds were thought to be more hygienic because they could be taken apart easily and thoroughly cleaned. Now that Elizabeth is busy doing the dirty work, Joyce has more time on her hands. In 1900, the Illustrated London News advertised a new product, bicycles for women. Until 10 years before, women had only ridden on horses, and even then only in the side saddle position. Joyce has her doubts.
She couldn't ride that bike with that skirt. It's ridiculous, she'd have come off. A particularly graceful mount is aptly termed the side or saddle mount. Don't, until you have gained plenty of confidence, attempt the back mount, and even then, don't. It is doubtless very showy and calculated to make the boys' hearts flutter, but it is most unladylike. I'm going to have a go at that. We'll try and do it with the skirt, and then after that I'm going to have to...
The safety bicycle not only gave women a new mobility, it was the first time they rode with their legs apart.
I did have reservations about cycling all dressed up as Mrs. 1900, thinking that the long skirts and the corset would mean that I'd just probably fall off or something. But actually it's fantastic, and it is liberating because it's much quicker. You can get places much quicker, and it's just a great feeling. So I think in 1900 it must have been fantastic to be able to whiz down the road on your bicycle.
Hey, I'm free!
But not everyone in the Bowler home can enjoy their freedom. Elizabeth's skills are now on trial, as Daru Rook is about to return for a progress report. To make a good impression, the family is preparing to treat their guest to a faggot party. Faggot parties were a 1900 American import. Supper was taken early, the parlor cleared, and everyone had to come up with a party piece known as a faggot to fuel the party spirit.
I was nervous about Daru coming back to see us because as a curator of the project and somebody who's put together a lot, well, most of the house really, and invested a lot of himself in it, I wanted him to feel that we really had a good go at it, made a positive effort. We're going to have the doors closed, eat our meal, clear, move the table back, everybody sit.
Everybody sits over there?
Sort of round, yeah.
Open the curtains.
Open the doors and they can do that.
Yeah.
It's the first time he's seen the family since they moved in.
It's been 6 weeks now, and I want to see how all the things we did have stood up to wear and tear. I hope they haven't been infested with mice, and I hope they haven't come down with any nasty stomach ailment. I'm really nervous about this, so let's get it over with.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Come in.
Is Mrs. Bowler at home?
Yes.
I suppose the most astonishing thing about all this is really seeing how the house has changed.
I was supposed to be reclining on the chaise long.
You're doing very well.
So lovely
Nice
to see you
it.
again.
How it's turned from being a kind of museum set in some ways into being a real home. And I feel very peculiar being here in the middle of it.
I'll soon you some tea.
Oh, hopefully, that's wonderful.
1900 etiquette dictated that a housewife would never serve tea in the kitchen, nor would she kiss anyone other than her family. These are the first social gaffes of the day, but by no means the last.
So you both of you all right in coping with all of this? That's perhaps a bit too much of a loaded question.
Yeah, that is a very loaded question.
It is a bit, gosh, it's too...
I'm actually enjoying myself here.
It's just come to me, I've got this love-hate relationship with being here. I either love it intensely, to the point where I think I could never leave, or I hate it so much,
I'm practically putting my hat on and leaving, and it's very strange.
What sort of things make you hate it? I mean, is it because that really interests me, what you found difficult about it?
It's a sense of wasted talent. It's a sense of skill and brain power and other things. I mean, often I could iron till I was blue in the face. I could iron all day. I could help Elizabeth. I could clean. She's nodding in the scale. I could find things to do in that way. I mean, I can keep myself active and busy all day.
And I think there were many women in 1900 who felt just what you've described. I mean, either you entered fully into the glory of keeping every piece of brasswork and woodwork in the house gleaming and shining, or you tried to do something about it. And by 1900, there were plenty of women around who were trying to get professions, learn to type, become secretaries. Suddenly, for the first time in 1900, you were getting the new woman, which is really probably what you would have ended up doing, or certainly your daughters would have ended up doing.
An honoured guest provides a welcome excuse for a family photo.
We'll come up in the photograph.
All right, just keep quiet a minute. I'm just going to try and do this focusing again.
How about taking the thing off the lens first?
Photography was a popular hobby 100 years ago. Paul, like his Victorian counterpart, has picked up this handcrafted classic, built to a design from the 1870s. Kodak introduced celluloid film in 1883, but since the whole camera had to be sent to Rochester, New York for film processing, many amateurs continued to use photographic glass plates.
He's putting the plate in. This is one of his worst hobbies ever.
Could you have done it before?
Can we pose, please? Posing. No, properly, Joseph, please.
Joe, put your legs down, I said.
Still for 5 seconds, go. Thank you, everybody.
It's for me.
Will it work? Will it work?
1900 developing fluids often contained a dangerous chemical, cyanide. Many avid photographers were gradually poisoned or went slowly mad.
Something's happening.
There you are.
Look at that.
To prevent fading, prints were fixed in a toning solution containing particles of real gold. The result, the brown-tinted images we now call sepia. The evening begins with the first faggot.
Welcome to Hill and Ruth's production of the 1900 house, The Ghost.
Always hurts when I play with that doll, because when I was 5 I was on the stairs.
Like many Victorian plays, their production has a moral message from beyond the grave. Alice is urging Paul and Joyce to slow down their pace of life.
Come and try. Stairs are safe if you're not silly. Yeah, come and try.
I thought the little production with the theatre was absolutely splendid. Ruth and Hilary had written that play all by themselves, and having the time and without the distractions of modern TV and other appliances, they'd been able to colour and draw and plan and do this really rather complicated thing, complete with musical accompaniment, which was quite unexpected.
It takes one step at a time to get through.
In the scullery, Elizabeth takes 1 step forward and 2 steps back.
Tea is more important than sleeping up at this present moment.
Have you got any ointment there that I could put on my hand? Because I seem to have burnt it on the grill of the range. I opened it, and instead of using that to close it like I should have done, I closed it with my hand. So it's my own stupid fault.
You just got to remember.
Zambuck ointment is the only product in the medicine cupboard for burns. It's made from paraffin wax and a natural antiseptic, eucalyptus oil.
Oh, that looks awful.
It hurts, it really does.
It's a very nice vintage. See if you like it, girls.
It's a wine.
Dinner is served. The first course, a Victorian dish of potted beans.
So what do you do to the beans? Or should I be asking Elizabeth, really?
No, I do all my own cooking.
By 1900, the middle class had stopped imitating their social superiors by serving lavish evening meals. Instead, they served early evening high tea, consisting of easily prepared foods like spaghetti, a newly recommended dish in the recipe books of the day.
A woman at the time in your position would not have been socially that different to the person who was your maid. So in order to mark that distinction, you may well have been pretty nasty
To make her
to the maid in order to stress that difference and in order to make her get it right.
Never eat all that.
I'll
throw my working class roots have shown themselves. I'll never eat all that. Good truth. Elizabeth, could you come back and get us another jug of lime, please, when you finish?
Yeah, and then get your cone hat.
I don't I felt so to you. I'm having to stop myself from going into the kitchen.
I might have to stop myself from cuffing around the back of it.
I bet she's cursing.
I know, I bet she is.
I'm not coming here again.
Personally, I think that Paul is a pain in the neck. Because, I mean, basically, if I was alive 100 years ago, my life would be as comfortable as he wants to make it. And this is the 90s, and he's not making my life very comfortable at all.
Where is she? She hasn't taken the cheese away, for goodness sake.
Just come back in again to get the tomato sauce. Stop being so horrible.
She's a maid of all work, paid to do jobs.
She's not a slave either.
She's not, no.
So why are you treating her like one?
He's just being horrid. I think he's just being
I'm doing a bit of role play.
To be funny.
I think that Mr. Bowler, Paul Bowler, slipped into the role of master of the house quite easily. He kept giving me a bad attitude throughout the whole night, which his son Joe picked up on. He kept calling me maid all night, which thoroughly upset me because he knew my name. So I think the snob in both the men at the house came out right, quite suddenly.
Yeah, it was.
If you clear the table and then bring in the other stuff, that'd be fantastic. Because the rhubarb and everything will be enough to go on with anyway.
You can't eat them.
I know, I like to find them. Have we got any more small plates?
Yeah, I'm just going to get them now. I'm a bit out of breath because I'm absolutely exhausted. It's nearly 9 o'clock and I've been here since 9 this morning. I've still got the washing up to do. My back's killing me. The corset's too tight. My feet hurt. My hands are sore. All I want to do is go home and go to my bed.
Good evening.
Good evening. Ladies and gentlemen, here I stand before you, a woman of the year 1900.
They're having a party downstairs and doing some shows. I don't know what's going on because I haven't been invited because I'm just the maid.
Please close your eyes. And cast your minds into the future. Far into the future. 100 years away to the year 2000. Keep those eyes closed. I can see you squinting, Daru Rook. Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you the woman of the year 2000 as we enter the new millennium. Excuse me.
If a Victorian gentleman had had that vision of Catherine, his eyeglass would have popped out and he'd have been out in the garden having an apoplectic fit or desperately searching for a sheet to throw over her and protect her modesty, really. I know I was tempted to do that.
By the year 2000, women will have got the vote. Hooray! Flog and flog! We will have got into Parliament. We will have come out again for a nice cup of tea. Yes! We will have invented a way of washing dishes without getting your hands all dry and sore. Yay!
I was told to stay in the kitchen by Mr. Bowler. So I was treated generally like a real skivvy because I worked in the kitchen with my hand. I worked till my hands were sore and red.
Yay! We will have bought more clothes. Yay!
I could hear all the entertainment going on in the front room and all the clapping and applauding and the laughing and that. And I was stuck in the kitchen working. And for a while I was feeling quite dejected.
I give 1,000! Yay! Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Women's liberation and the women's movement, you know, I've never really been into them before, but after this, you know, they've got my total respect. You know, I totally believe in anything they're doing now and support them to the fullest, believe me.
I've lived a 20th century life for the whole of my life. It's like I've been placed in this 1900 world and it's all around me. You know, I don't like it and I don't know how to be a Victorian.
Oi! Pack it in. If one of them hits me, I'm going to take you over my knee with the carpet beater. I mean it. You carry on phoning. See?
1900 house, the Bowler children make their own entertainment.
It's great.
But Catherine is not amused.
Boring stories. There's no sex, no drugs, no alcohol, nothing.
Joyce enjoys being a lady of leisure, but finds it hard to be mistress of the house. Her relationship with Elizabeth deteriorates.
I'll bet you any money now, before they move out, that house will look like a tip.
And there's a family portrait, a trip to the dentist, and a music hall performance.
Become Prime Minister!
Back to Kent for you, my son.
Then the family gets ready for their trip back to the future.
No, turn the other way, so they're facing outwards. Like that, and it's very easy.
Can I have Daddy's lips?
It's a whole lot cleaner.
In 1900, this suburban home was a refuge. Outside, the city streets were rife with poverty and danger. The new middle class retreated into their respectable homes, where an evening's entertainment consisted of needlework, music, card games, reading, and perhaps a glass of beer. For 2 months, the Bowler family has been holed up every evening. Their only amusements are those they've made themselves.
Cheers.
Cheers.
With 4 weeks left in the 1900 house, the routine is starting to get to all of them.
Finished, Joe.
It's not finished. We're not.
I know exactly how it feels to be stuck in a Victorian, boring, mind-numbingly boring existence. And now I know why. When Victorians did things, they threw themselves into it. They threw themselves into good works. Why, they could find their hobbies so absorbing. They were craving some mental stimulation. They were looking for something that would lift them out of the ordinary.
The Bowlers are desperate to find new ways to entertain themselves. Starting with a new nightly ritual. They've saved enough from their budget to afford a newspaper.
Newspaper here.
What is it?
It's Saturday, April 14th, the year 1900.
As well as the news from the Empire, the paper contains advertisements for a whole range of new and exciting products, including some all the way from America.
Kodak photography. May be mastered by anyone in a few minutes. No darkroom required for changing of films. A marvel of compactness, simplicity and efficiency. Can be had on the Times Encyclopedia Britannica system of payment by monthly instalments.
Mail order arrived in 1872, the same year Montgomery Ward began sending catalogs in the U.S. In 1900, purchase on credit payable by door-to-door collection brought home shopping to the masses.
Hello? Delivery?
What is it? What is it? It's the very latest technology.
The first delivery, as advertised in the newspaper, a must for any girl aiming for the bright new world of secretarial work.
Do you find it a tantalising object? Because it says many young persons are now earning their own living in the offices of Empire through its services.
It's not exactly a laptop, is it? No laptop.
Oh, it's got a lovely sound. This is my new typewriter.
You have to give it a good thump. It's not like computer where you just touch it. Do it again. Just wind it up a bit.
The QWERTY keyboard still used today on computers is awkward for the typist to learn, but was designed to slow the fingers down and stop the keys from jamming.
Give it some oomph. One at a time.
Delivery number 2, the world's first widely affordable camera, a Kodak Box Brownie. Its price tag, $1.
What's it actually made of, the camera? Cardboard. Cardboard.
This little button here, if you can undo that.
Yeah.
Winding thing. The film goes in there.
Yeah.
It's a roll film.
The simplicity of its easy-to-load cartridge film made it ideal for children.
Ooh, can I have a look through and see if I can see you?
Yeah, you have to make sure I'm in the right room, straight down here.
It's amazing. That tiny little thing, you can see all that detail.
Photographs were just finding their way into newspapers and magazines. Catherine is browsing through a copy of the Girl's Own paper from 1900.
This is the picture pull-out of the contributors to the Girl's Own paper. Look at them. The Girl's Annual has got absolutely nothing in it, nothing of interest whatsoever. It's absolutely rubbish. It tells you pointless stories. And here we have the Princess of Wales at a dairy. Phew. Excitement in her life, eh? Boring stories. There's no sex, no drugs, no alcohol, nothing.
The twins, however, are inspired and decide to go into production with their own edition of the Girl's Own paper.
Nick the idea from here that we could have 2 girls at the top, but have us up there. Me and Ruth are making a magazine, and it's going to have little adverts in. It's going to have just loads of articles in. I'm taking lots of photographs. We've got Mum's been an agony aunt, and at the top we've got 1900 journal and a picture of me and Hilary. And it's going to be really good. I really enjoy making it. It's just something to do, something to pass the time. Costume!
The first feature, fashion. 1900 supermodel, Catherine.
I can do faces, I can do excellent faces, I can do listening, and I can do watching.
1, 2, 3.
Let's go. I don't remember slippers.
Time to try for an action shot. Not easy with a film speed of around 10 ASA, 20 times slower than film today.
Make them your friend.
But it's going to take more than a modelling stunt to cheer Catherine up.
I wanted to come and do the Victorian project. I thought it'd be an adventure, you know, stepping back in time, seeing what my ancestors would have lived like. But, and there's a big but, the fact is that I've experienced it and now I'm sick of it. If I don't go out at least once a week, even if it's just a video and pizza evening with loads of chocolate ice cream around at my friend's house, or going clubbing, you know, either one of those things will make me happy.
There were no nights out clubbing in 1900. Even in less restricted America, a teenager's wildest evening out would be a church supper or an educational lecture.
Come in. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you knock. That's right. Catherine.
In an attempt to alleviate Catherine's boredom, an appointment has been arranged. Joyce is hoping to interest Catherine in a pastime popular in 1900.
So, do you recognise yourself here?
Yeah.
Well, you're really learning to play the piano for 2 reasons. First of all, you want to amuse yourself. Secondly, you want to amuse other people. Okay? So, what we need to do is to learn to read music. But
mastering a musical instrument was an important skill for a Victorian girl, a passport to entertaining at musical evenings, a rare opportunity to meet a suitor.
Third finger on a C.
To be honest with you, I don't particularly want to know what a Victorian girl of my age will want to do. You know, there's just nothing that interests me.
That's it?
I'm sorry if I'm being rude and obnoxious, but that's just the way I am, and you're getting me, Catherine Bowler, angry. You're not getting some poncy girl who, in a Victorian dress saying, I do like my 1999 life, but being a Victorian is a really good contrast, and I've learned to play the piano, and I've also learned to do some embroidery. You know, that's not me.
Young women like Catherine would have lived at home until they married. As for dating, Joyce has discovered from a Victorian advice book that even thinking about a man was taboo.
The reading of sensational love stories is most detrimental. The descriptions of passionate love scenes arouse in the reader a thrill through her own sexual organism that tends to increase its activity and derange its normal state, and goes on to tell you, how awful it is for girls to think about young men or even to look at young men, because it's going to introduce terrible, not just mental things like, impure thoughts, but also may damage their internal organs. I just can't imagine what good they thought this book was actually going to do anybody.
The piano lessons don't lift her spirits. She calls it quits. Elizabeth, the bowler's maid of all work, is also causing problems.
Assertiveness comes in many shapes and forms, and I'm afraid I don't think I've got it when it comes to reprimanding employees. I'm very new to this game, and I haven't had a maid of all work for very long. She's actually half an hour late, and I was just thinking about what do you say to somebody who's persistently half an hour late.
Working as the bowler's servant has given Elizabeth an appetite. She wants to know more about the working conditions of maids in Victorian England.
Hello. Do you have any social history books about history of women?
Gone 10 o'clock now. What do I say when she turns up? I'll just say, hello. Hello, bad traffic. Lovely to see you. And then she goes off and does the cleaning.
I got this book which was about Victorian working women, and it actually had in it the diaries of this Victorian gentleman who was called Arthur Munby. He actually had a fascination of finding out what sort of work women did in the Victorian times, and especially hard manual work. Arthur Munby actually married Hannah, who was a maid of all work in a Victorian house, and it was her diary that he encouraged her to write.
The diary that Hannah Munby wrote with the encouragement of her husband records in accurate detail how hard life was for most turn-of-the-century servants. And with no social security, they were at the beck and call of their mistresses.
I suppose she could be ill, but she's been late every day. She did get lost a couple of times. You can't keep getting lost though, can you? I don't know.
Hello.
Hi. Wash day.
Oh my God. Put it down.
Lots of whites, really.
Okay then.
All right.
I'll take that off your end. Thank you.
Millions of working-class women were paid extremely low wages and worked in appalling conditions. In America, many of the servants were immigrants, and they left for other jobs as soon as they could, preferring factory work to domestic service.
At school, I was never taught anything about women's history. Most of the things you're taught about is what men have done in society and things like that. And I was really astounded at the work that they had to do.
Hannah Munby's diary has surprised Elizabeth.
She was quite proud of the fact that she had hard hands, and she was quite proud of the fact that she had really big biceps, because there was actually a picture of her showing her, pulling her sleeve up and showing her biceps, and they are huge, which doesn't surprise me because of the work that they had to do. she writes about having time off. For instance, in like a 12-month period, she would be lucky if she got one night off. And for that one night, she'd have to make sure that the women in the house didn't need her to go out with them, because she was the chaperone as well. And she'd also have to make sure that she'd done the dinner and the tea before she left. So it wasn't like as if they were saying, yeah, take the day off, you don't have to do any work. She actually had to do all the work before she had the time off.
In 1900, many newly aspiring middle-class families were employing domestic help for the first time. This often led to awkward relations between housewife and maid, and Joyce has never had a cleaner before.
It's a bit odd having somebody in your house who isn't a member of your family but gets to look at all your dirty stuff and, you know, wash up. I just feel it's just a bit strange, really. It doesn't feel like your own home. I feel quite uncomfortable. Not uncomfortable because of her, because she's actually very nice and easy to get on with, but it's quite an uncomfortable feeling to have somebody in your home that isn't a member of your family. It doesn't really come naturally to me that, for somebody else to be doing my cleaning. I don't think I've been very specific. I don't know whether I've been very helpful to her, really. I don't want to work her fingers to the bone, but from a purely selfish point of view, I don't want to do the cleaning. I want to be freed up to do other things, while my poor little skivvy is at home. Oh, God, that's awful, isn't it?
I think Mrs. Bowler has been used to having work which is more of an intellectual side, so she's used to having more stimulation with her mind and using her mind and things like that.
Having a maid gave some middle-class women time to campaign for women's rights.
One of my main pastimes since I've been here is reading, and I'm going through the local library like a dose of salts. And I have a book which refers in the back of it to a lady called Millicent Fawcett, who I have discovered founded a society which was actively campaigning for the votes for women from about the 1860s, and I'm very interested in finding out more about her.
In 1900, in both Britain and America, women could not vote, although the campaign for voting rights was gaining strength. The term suffragette, originally coined as an insult by the London Daily Mail, was quickly adopted by female suffragists on both sides of the Atlantic. Joyce has arranged to meet Diana Dorley, the granddaughter of a suffragette, to find out more.
The suffragettes, you see, had their own magazine and things, which they sold. They weren't allowed to stand on the street to sell it. They had to stand in the gutter. Otherwise, it was counted as obstruction.
And all these women get together, and yet still they're ignored. It's not the lone voice. It's not as if it's some eccentric few.
They were conventional people who believed that women had rights.
As the Votes for Women campaign intensified, women tried civil disobedience to force the government to give them the vote.
That's a belt that they put round their waist and chained themselves to railings. You see, I think the chain would have been attached there. And then they chained themselves to the railings so that they couldn't be got off. And they then would get arrested and put in prison. And they were brutal to them when they put them in the Black Mariahs and things.
It's not just getting the vote, is it? It's the whole thing.
It's the whole thing,
for women.
That's right.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's just fantastic for me to be holding this, and somebody wore this. And
they refused to eat. And then they were force-fed.
Force-fed, weren't they?
And that picture is not an over-dramatisation.
It's brutal, isn't it?
It is, yes, it really was. And this was to middle-class women. Because on the whole, it was the middle-class women who did these things, because there were working-class women, but they couldn't afford to lose their jobs.
Exactly, and they didn't have the freedom to do this, really,
that's right.
did they?
Yes.
The more Joyce learns about the campaign for women's rights, the more unhappy she feels about employing a servant.
Just floated about for a bit, and then I started to swim. I suppose I was thinking about, the freedom, and it was lovely to have the freedom and the time to be able to come swimming. And then I was thinking, well, it would only have been certain people possibly that would have gone swimming. And my maid of all work, that poor little thing wouldn't have been able to go. And I felt a real hypocrite Basically, I think if I was listening to myself going on and on about women's rights and about this, that and the other, and liberation and you know, and stuff like that, and then I end up with a maid, it's like, I beg your pardon? What the hell are you going on about?
Joyce is uncomfortable having a maid. This puts more strain on her relationship with Elizabeth. Joyce makes a difficult decision.
What I want to say is, I'm liberating Elizabeth. I'm setting her off free into the world to find her way and do her own thing. I just can't have someone else coming in and cleaning up my house.
Joyce can't bring herself to fire Elizabeth face to face, so she sends her a letter.
That's unbelievable, that is. I wasn't expecting that at all. I'd like to see what the house looks like in another couple of weeks when I'm not there. You know, before they move out, I'll bet you any money now, before they move out, that house will look like a tip, like it was when I first started, you know. So I don't know what they're going to do. If they're going to clean it themselves, good luck to them.
Without Elizabeth, Joyce will once again have to do all the cleaning herself. There's a little more than 2 weeks left in the 1900 house, and the routine is getting her down.
Just been in the garden. I was sitting in the chair in the kitchen. I've been reading a bit, and after lunch I had a cup of tea and dropped off to sleep. And I was woken by the most fantastic sound. And I walked right up to the fence and was listening. And it was just... I've forgotten how much I miss music.
To satisfy Joyce's craving for music and Catherine's longing for excitement, the Bowlers are having their first evening out of the home. A trip to the Players Old Time Music Hall, one of the last surviving music halls in Britain.
Seeing the people on stage at the Players made me think about their lifestyles and how appealing, how attractive it must have seemed to be in theatre as compared to ordinary life, which was extremely ordinary, I think, for most people. It is glamorous, and it must have seemed even more so in 1900, I think, to be able to, you know, just for 5 minutes get up on stage and be like a queen or something, you know, and everybody clapping, and that must have been the thing that kept them alive, really, because it would just keep that little spark of you going.
We haven't had any good nights out, really, and it was just so fantastic and so eventful and so exciting that I really enjoyed myself, and it was a bit like a circus, really. We didn't feel out of place.
Everyone has enjoyed the evening, especially Catherine, who in her modern life is studying performing arts.
The theatre is so fantastic and so alive, and you'd be able to do whatever you wanted. The fantastic freedom of it all. All the different sorts of women that were actually opposed, they were all so done up in lovely stage makeup. Their hair was gorgeous, wearing sort of quite revealing clothing. What went through my mind was, I want to be like that, you know. If I was in 1900, I would want to be like that. That would be my aim.
Okay, so what's the first thing you do?
As a 1900 teenager, I really think that, you know, the boredom in this house, I would have thought a little bit older, and I would have been straight on the stage.
Has to be remembered that I can't sing.
No, that's all right.
So that's good.
Inspired by her visit to the music hall, Catherine is taking a bold step and has persuaded Joyce to join her. They're going to try out at the New Faces audition at the Players Theatre and are writing a routine. They summon Catherine's ex-piano teacher, Matthew, to help them.
You know what I mean? Big. Okay. Sell it.
The biggest problem is getting me on the stage. I think if somebody's got a big stick and they can just get me out there, I think I'll be all right.
A seedy world lay beyond the middle-class home, and in 1900, the stage was considered to be a den of vice. In America, a conscious effort was made to clean up the theater, and the result was vaudeville. It was the family show of the 1900s, designed to appeal to the middle class. But in Britain, the music hall had an unsavory reputation and was not a place for decent families. With Catherine and Joyce intent on performing, Paul has returned to talk to Dominic LaFoe, chairman of the Players Theatre, to find out how this would have been received.
No respectable, in inverted commas, Victorian father would have permitted his daughter to go on the stage willingly. There must have been rebels, of course, but in general it would have been social death. Actresses were considered almost akin to prostitutes, which was hugely unfair. But nonetheless, that was the situation. Musicals were not respectable. They were full of drunken people. They were full of people without any inhibitions for whatever reason. I mean, even drugs were readily available, of course, in chemists in those days. The only women who went to the audience were prostitutes, and the men about town were there, and together they made a very happy evening.
I don't know, as a sort of loving mamma in 1900, whether I would have approved of Catherine going on the stage. I think I probably would. Dear. And risked it.
Unconcerned about their reputations, it's full steam ahead with rehearsals. Catherine's written a song, and Joyce has adapted her party piece, which lampoons the social rules that made life so dull for the women in 1900.
She will ride the derby, play football, win the cricket, get the vote, get into Parliament, become Prime Minister.
The Girl's Own paper is coming along nicely. Just as they would have in 1900, the fashion photos arrived back from the chemist.
Catherine's small one. She's great! Wow, that is so really good.
Although pictures of young women in underwear would have been considered pornography. For a feature in the magazine, the girls visit one of London's more cultured attractions in 1900, the Victorian and Albert Museum.
And then this is the page that we've saved for your interview. So we're going to put that in there as well.
And you're going to
They've arranged to interview the head of research, Clive Wainwright, and are shown rare surviving moving pictures of Queen Victoria.
When does this date from?
1899.
And is this something people would have had in their homes?
No. They were very expensive. And the important thing about it is that it records Queen Victoria coming to the museum just 100 years ago, 17th of May, 1899.
Oh, we just missed her.
Yeah, just missed her. And it was almost the last public act. She died a couple of years later.
The images for the mutoscope were shot with an early film camera. Each frame was pasted individually on a card.
Which, if you turn them at just the right speed, it looks
looks
like...
Oh, it's absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
Somebody's got a bunch of flowers.
Yeah. And there she is.
Oh, yes!
While the twins are busy with their interview, Joyce finds an exhibition of photographs taken by a Victorian aristocrat, Lady Howardin.
She's trying to escape. Let me out. Trapped in a corset. Oh, it's quite eerie. I think it looks like us. It looks like us at home. Definitely. Oh, this looks like Catherine sat in her window. Here we have trousers, and we have ladies' legs. Ladies' legs. I want a dressing up box. I think that's what we could have done with.
For their audition, Joyce and Catherine will need new outfits, which they're renting from a theatrical costume house.
Suffragette colours.
Well, sort of. Purple, green, and white. That's right. Gorgeous.
There's this one, but the dress is in the window, so I don't know if you want to have a look at it.
Oh, yes, please.
It's a hat.
Joyce ignores the 1900 etiquette that no lady should ever be dressed in such a way that she attracts public attention.
Lace, tassels, pizzazz. I'll try that one on. Off we go quick before anyone sees me.
But before going on stage, Joyce has one more hurdle to clear.
I have a problem. I have lost a filling, therefore I need to go to the dentist. I mean, I think I've got an image in my mind of somebody who's just... I don't know, a Victorian dentist, somebody who pulls your teeth out, really. I just hope he hasn't got lots of nasty instruments and a scary apparatus.
In 1900 America, dentistry was a regulated profession, but in Britain, anyone could call themselves a dentist.
100 years ago, you'd had your teeth extracted and you'd have been gummy. Now, they could make you a denture, but you would have to have been very wealthy to have a denture. And the other thing that was tried was tooth transplantation. So they'd take somebody fairly young with reasonably good teeth, bring them in, take out those good, healthy teeth, and put them into the area where you'd extracted a tooth from a wealthy person. So they got new teeth, as it were.
So rich people bought other people's teeth?
Poor people's teeth.
Poor people's teeth.
Dental transplants were rarely successful. Fillings were possible, but painful. Hot molten metal was poured into the cavity and left to set. But much of the equipment is surprisingly similar.
This tray here is 100 years old. What we need is an appliance to get a tooth out. This was designed. It still works really well, so why change it? I mean, even the drills.
It's foot operated.
It is, yeah. It's like a sewing machine. So you can see.
Although Victorian drills could cut through a tooth, they revolved 1,000 times slower than drills today.
Now, obviously, I've never worked on a patient with one of these before, but you can see
I'm not going to let you work on me.
You can see where the origins came from. It's not a million miles away. Okay, it's a similar idea.
Yeah,
you know, if we have it hanging there, we just apply it onto the tooth here.
Joyce decides not to have her teeth done the Victorian way and opts for modern treatment.
And so just isolate the tooth.
Today I'm going to wear stage makeup, stand on a stage, albeit a small one. And today I don't feel very well. I'm a little bit scared.
I give you Miss 2000. Da-da, and applause. Bang, bang, bang. This is my manifesto.
I think I'm scared for Mum as well, because the fact that she's never been on a stage before, it sort of makes it even more sort of tense.
I don't know what to do this. Keep looking at this bloody dress, it's making me feel sick. This is going to be awful, I know it. I'm going to be shockingly bad. No, but come on.
At the Players, Dominique Lafoe is waiting.
Next, please.
Do you want this? Yeah, in a minute.
Joyce and Catherine have only minutes to get made up, something they haven't done for nearly 3 months. Because if you wore makeup in the suburbs, you were considered promiscuous.
Oh, I look lovely.
Until the late 19th century, actors used white lead and rice powder, guaranteed to rot the skin. But Ludwig Leichner's development of dermatologically tested stage makeup opened the way for the 20th century boom in cosmetics.
Stay on the dressing room. Ladies and gentlemen, here I stand before you, a woman of the year to... Oh, God, I'm not a woman of the year to...
Ladies and gentlemen, here I stand before you, a woman of the year 1900. Womanhood personified. Everything a lady of our age could wish to be. Honest, virtuous, pure in thought, home-loving, standing as the backbone to the empire.
Standing on stage at the Players Theatre was something I never dreamt I would do in 100 years. I was probably one of those terrible people that would have to be dragged off because, like your auntie at a party that has a sherry and, you know, I think I'm turning into one of those. It was lovely. I really enjoyed it.
100 years into the future. Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you the woman of the future as she stands on the threshold of the next millennium. I give to you Miss 2000! Hooray!
I think I worked very hard to create an identity for myself as a 1900 woman. It wasn't just a turning from one century into another. It was a turning point for women. So there were lots of things that women could really get their teeth into. They could suddenly become important. They could become national figures. They could become people in their own right. They could stand up. They didn't have to be, for instance, Mrs. Paul Bowler. I could be Joyce Bowler.
She will ride the derby, play football, win the cricket, get the vote, get into Parliament and become Prime Minister. Yes. What do you say, sir? Speak up. Hear, hear. Are you a man or a mouse? He's not a tall man, he's not a short man, but he's just the man for me. Not in the army, not in the navy, but the Royal Marines Artillery.
Joyce and Catherine's show was considered a little too modern for the Players Theatre.
It's been a real privilege to do this because I've not only discovered lots about the period, about history, but about myself as well. And so I don't think it's the real me, but a side of me that I've sat on perhaps before or only allowed out now and again. I've been allowed to indulge that. So for me, oh, I'm nearly crying. So for me, especially at the end of this, nothing will ever be the same again. And I'm going to let real Joyce out and I'm just going to be me.
The Bowler family's Victorian odyssey is coming to an end. With just 2 days to go, they're eager to reflect on the experience with the help of historian and creator of the 1900 house, Daru Rook.
It's now 3 months since the family moved into 1900 House to start their first days of the experiment which we created to see what would happen if you put a modern family in a house of yesterday. Now I'm back to find out what experiences they've had. Morning, I'm collecting on behalf of the widows and orphans.
Oh, do come in, do come in. And we have lots of widows and orphans in here.
How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Daru wants to know what they found hard to live without.
I've missed modern detergents, pathetic, shampoo, washing up liquid, and I've missed my weekend newspapers.
Using their telephone, contacting people, putting on comfortable clothes.
You know, bottles of shampoo and conditioner and all these different things you can put all over your body and your hair and your face.
Sweeties. Shut up. When I get back to the 20th century, the first thing I'm going to do is to listen to some music because I've really missed music here and because it's been so quiet.
Oh no, we can't. Chris is in there.
Before the Bowlers leave, they're throwing a Victorian summer party for their new friends and neighbours.
Into one of these.
Daru has brought a 19th century punch recipe.
Sticking outy bits off them. The recipe is incredibly complicated in that we've got to hull and wash all of those, and then we've got to rub them through the sieve into the punch bowl, and then we've got to add sugar, lemon, and 1 or 2 other liquids. It's really strawberry puree with a bit of water added.
No, you're not doing this without an apron on. Strawberry stains.
Okay.
I want you to look really nice this afternoon, not a big pink mess.
I'd like to be able to say
that living in 1900 will change the way we live in 1999. I would hope that we would take more time over things, which is something that you have to do here. I think that's why it was so difficult at the beginning, because it was a real slowing down process for all of us. Much more deliberate about things, lots more thought, lots more time for each other.
Get into lumps then, won't it?
This is such an enormous thing that's touched our lives that I think it will change us. Take your medicine.
Make me like a man.
Just like squash strawberries.
Is it? Well, isn't that incredible?
What were we expecting?
I think we'll have Dad here.
To commemorate their stay, the Bowlers have hired a professional photographer to take their portrait, using a turn-of-the-century camera. 100 years ago, even something as simple as taking an indoor photograph was difficult. To create a flash, he has to use highly explosive magnesium.
It's not something I've done before. I think Paul might know more about armaments than I do.
Yeah, I'll back you have a go as well then. It's dangerous. I'll do it outside the garden or something.
Many 19th century photographers lost their sight or a limb using this method.
And caps off, firing. Well done.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Well done, everybody.
That is so good.
Oh, thank goodness, the sandwiches at last. Do you want to come through to the dining room?
From their household budget, the Bowlers have managed to save enough money to have their party catered. Like 1900 families, they've hired local merchants to provide simple food. Victorians preferred to entertain a large number of people at small cost, rather than a few extravagantly.
Coming through with ice, please. Can you move out of the way?
In turn-of-the-century London, ice was delivered in large blocks. It had come a long way. In 1900, 500,000 tons of ice were imported to Britain from the frozen wastes of Norway and North America. Although the technology existed to keep it frozen, ice could not be made in Britain until the 1920s.
One of the things I've really learned about the families living in 1900 House is what hard work it was in the past. We read the books and magazines of the time, but actually seeing them doing everyday things like making a cup of tea, well, you realise what an absolute slog it must have been. It doesn't do to get too romantic about it.
It's just so much hard work. Yes. Everything is so much hard work. Physical hard work.
I mean, you're probably dying to get back to your own place. But
it's all too much, isn't it, really? It's all happening.
You're probably thinking it's gone ever so quickly. And last time I spoke to you, you were absolutely desperate. You were counting the days, actually, to get home.
This was the charter of the land, and guardian angels sang the strain. Rule Britannia, Britannia, rule the waves.
Catherine has been counting the days to freedom and is celebrating with more than her fair share of pins.
I know what it tastes like, neat, but you should have some lemonade in it. My fondant fancy and the neat pins. Well, there you go, there's Victorian for you.
That's Fortnum, Patricia and Charlie.
Patricia and Charlie?
Yeah.
You'll remember that?
Yeah.
The party's over, and it's time to start saying goodbyes. Poultry historian Fred Hams has come to take away the chickens.
Back to Kent for you, my son.
Joyce and I said we're very sad to leave this house. We've created our little world here, be it good or be it bad. And people said, would you continue? And there are some times when I've said, no, there's no way I can sort of stay, but today I could stay forever.
I'm really going to miss it here. It was something that was just amazing to do. It was so brilliant, and it it's just one of those things that you just want to keep forever.
Can you hear? The heavens have opened. Most spectacular thunderstorm, thunder and lightning. Extremely fitting. It's been waiting to come all day, really. I don't want to go home.
Very hot.
I know it's very hot. Do you want me to open your window?
Okay.
Yeah, come on,
Just when I start to get it right, just when I start to know what I'm doing here, I have to go home.
Morning, sweetheart. You alright?
No.
A bit tired? Yeah, I thought you were. Have you got to sleep?
I've just been sick in the toilet, so...
Have you cleaned it up?
I've flushed.
It's the bowlers' last morning at 50 Elliscombe Road. Yesterday's party has taken its toll.
How many tins of this have we had since we left? This experience has taught me loads about life in 1900. I think I just did accept that stereotype, that caricature of a person that wore certain clothes, ate certain food, did certain things. Yes, I'm sure there were people like that, but it's made me realise that everybody living in this street, in houses, they were all as different as we are today. And it's made me want to dig deeper to know what it was really like then, and not just to accept what's between the pages of a history book. Where should we go next time?
We couldn't climb Everest as a family.
Yeah, no.
First family on Everest.
In Victorian costume.
You're joking, no? Yeah, it's going to be shorts, t-shirt and suntan, that's what it's going to be.
From tonight, it'll be back to toothpaste.
I hate these toothbrushes.
Double dose today. Horrible.
I'll give it anyone.
Now it's bicarbonate of soda for the last time.
Oh, these are bent. These are...
No, turn them the other way, so they're facing outwards.
Yeah.
Like
The
that.
time has come for the family to shed their 1900 personas, starting with Paul's moustache.
I don't want to. No!
I don't like to.
Joe will do it. Why don't you
Go and
Don't cut Daddy's face.
go? Careful.
Careful of Daddy's lips, Joe. That bit.
Actually, it doesn't look too bad, does it? It's no, it's trimmed it up.
A bit neater.
Yeah. There's one little thing I would like to take with me is my razor. It's been with me right from the beginning, from day one. Right at the beginning, it cut me to pieces, but I've mastered it, and we've got through it together. So it's a significant thing to me, for me to take away, and perhaps put in my bottom drawer for a memory.
Have you looked at yourself?
Yes. Are you ready?
Bad.
I am the dad. You
No
wanna...
squealing.
Oh, you cut yourself.
You look a whole lot cleaner.
Who are you?
Just do a normal face. No, I don't think you look like that before.
That's not you.
You look like a squirrel.
Oh, that's better.
That's better.
My first kiss in 2 months.
If Mum and Dad said to me, you know, would you like to do this, come back and do this in 2 years' time, I'd definitely say no. I'm sorry. I've done it, I've been there, bought the t-shirt, and I don't want to do it again. I think it'd be nice to see somebody else do it though, you know, watching somebody else suffer.
But now for Catherine, the suffering has come to an end. The family's modern clothes are returned.
have these horrible long socks. The most difficult aspects of 1900 life was sharing a room with my two younger sisters, which I didn't enjoy. And I thought it might be a nice time to get to know my little sisters much better, but I didn't.
Can't believe how small my underwear is. Look.
Well, I think
Oh God, they're nice. They're the best.
A comparison, Mr. Bowler. And here we are, look, that's what I've been wearing for the last 3 months, and now they expect me to wear these. There you go.
It doesn't look like enough clothes.
I know, it's like...
I'm going to be cold.
So where's the rest of it then?
The girls are now wearing clothes that weigh a third of their 1900 outfits, and Catherine has taken off her hated corset for the last time.
No, again. It's moulded to my body as well.
Yeah. Taking it with you?
You've ruined it, haven't you? Yeah, it's really dirty.
Here we go. I'm free.
That's you, Barbie.
Remember me?
God.
I was still here all along, look.
You go wherever you want to go.
Joyce and Paul take one last look around 50 Elliscombe Road.
I tell you, it all felt real, and now it doesn't seem real anymore, does it? I feel like a visitor. It sounds ridiculous. It sounds like I'm making it up or I'm being silly, but I honestly feel like I will leave part of myself here.
No, it'll be
I
somebody
think
else's.
it's definitely the clothes, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like a completely different person.
You're not taking this? It has been your incarceration, hasn't it, for 3 months?
Leave it here.
Okay.
Bye-bye, 50 Elliscombe Road.
Go, my good man.
Having arrived by horse and cart, the bowlers now leave in a more high-tech conveyance.
Hey, what's this, everybody? What's ready?
It's light.
Oh, I think I'm going to be sick.
You know what, Mum? Every time.
I know, it's like... Is it...
Car sick.
I know it... Oh, God, what if it's strong?
I do. Yeah, I do too.
Are you sure it's safe to travel this speed?
The family's first taste of the modern world is a highway service station.
I've never been very fond of service stations at the best of times.
We would like...
3 Whoppers, but can we have them without anything on them? Just
Yeah, would you want 3 Whoppers plain?
Yeah. That's 4 months' wages.
Okay, £1.34.
Look at this. Look. Essential shopping guide for your Victorian home.
Oh, that's it, straight down the shop.
What's wrong? Go on. What's wrong? What's wrong with these pictures?
It's too light.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
It's
gonna
too light, it's too clean, it's too pristine. That one does.
Oh.
It rings. I've got a headache.
I hate all this. I do. I hate it all.
And then
It's time to go now.
where are my friends going?
Come on, let's just go home, everybody.
Since coming back, I appreciate more things like my hairdryer and my makeup and my choice of clothes that I can have, and you know, being able to wear clean clothes every single day. That just like cleanliness and things like that just really make me feel much better in myself, and I appreciate that a lot. And I do think about, you know, how bad it was in the house.
I don't care what anyone says about that house. It was quite clean. We didn't catch anything, and we managed perfectly well. I mean, if the toilet got blocked up, those soda crystals would have done the job. We washed the floor with them, we washed the dishes with them. By the end of the 3 months, that hadn't become an issue. So it makes me wonder why, when I came back, I then filled this cupboard here with all manner of things that I now think I need
Do I need them? I mean, do I heck?
Oh, Horseman, no! Horseman, no! Oh, only 2. Never mind. I don't really care. I took over them.
Having shaved with a cutthroat rover for 3 months, this is sheer bliss.
Right, if you want to know what I really miss most, it was the washing machine. Because, look, minimum effort, maximum result. In it goes. Magic.
To find out more about the Bowler family, time travel back to 1900 and beyond at pbs.org.
This experience, for me, has been enormous, much more than I thought it was going to be. I think I'd seen it on a superficial level, and it was going to be me indulging in my own little time travel fantasy, and it's not that at all. It's me discovering raw history. It's me discovering advances in technology. I think we just take so much for granted these days. We don't realise what's actually happened in the last 100 years.
The 1900 House was made possible by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
This is PBS.